with a bit of a recap.
Turn on. Okay, streams live. Hi everybody, welcome to D&D.
Okay,
Woo!
so
Recap.
as we left,
Doodle-doo,
as recap, as we left last time, Robin is currently under
In a state of
the
death.
effects of some sort of poison that all he knows is he needs to take an antidote every 7 days or
It's
he
not.
will die.
It's not the correct
Let's be
word.
honest.
It's a
Let's be
medicine.
honest. It's called blackmail.
He's being blackmailed hardcore
It's not a. It's not
by
an antidote if I have to take it weekly.
that's true. That's true.
It's it's a
A
treatment.
temporary remedy. A temporary remedy.
Yeah.
Uh, he being blackmailed by a character named Blackadder, who is the leader of the Slum Snakes, and he got into that predicament as Blackadder saved his life, and
I mean, at least
that's
somebody did.
right. Right, you guys successfully saved the bard,
Well,
and
I would have
well,
saved your life if
Blackadder
you didn't
did.
roll a natural one.
Yeah,
Look,
yep.
looking
There
back,
was that one.
there was about 20 different ways that should have played out, and it just didn't.
Just didn't. Just didn't.
And I don't want
So
to go back and like retro it all now, because like technically books should have had a turn before we all did. Anyway, it's all a thing. But anyway, it's all happened.
you,
We're just
you
rolling with
can't
it.
retro it at this point.
Right?
It
No, we're
doesn't work
just
like that. Doesn't
let
work
it
like
roll.
that. Yeah, just kind of gotta go with it. So you put out a few feelers. You asked the guild if they knew anything about it. You gave them a sample of the antidote or remedy or medicine or whatever you want to call it, the treatment. You also sent a bit of a sample to another contact that you have, and if I'm not mistaken, put out a bunch of feelers as far as kind of who this Blackadder is and where did he get this kind of magic. I think you used your
There's
criminal contact for that, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
there's some things that are being offered at this point. We're trying to get obviously want to find out if anybody knows of someone else that's been blackmailed this way and how if they're still alive and how they got out of it.
Yep.
Um, and then the other one is just gathering absolutely as much intel on the slum snakes as possible.
Right.
Like
Yep. And you had put
runs
out a
runs at leaders, lieutenants, hideouts,
sure, sure,
whole
trying to
shebang.
just get as much as you can. The Slum Snakes have never been a big any sort of threat to Ebonclad, and they've just kind of ignored them, and they use a lot of their agents without their knowing it to do a lot of their dirty work,
Right.
and so there's never been any really sort of conflict, but this kind of crosses a bit of a line in that for you anyway, and so finding out as much as you can about them, and then Gareth and Jet. You guys, if you can catch me up on what your characters were doing in the meantime after the mission, because you guys did successfully complete the mission with Alice Carl and relieving her of her ship, and that's when Robin was jumped and kidnapped.
Gareth is training me in combat better.
Right. Yep.
And
Going
I got
over
more
some
healing
sword training.
potions because we need them.
Yep. So you went over some sword training, some martial training, and Gareth, you did that as well as you also put on sort of a fighting self-defense type clinic for a lot of the urchins in the slums, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
That's
yeah,
correct.
the montage.
Montage. um,
Exactly.
so
Never mind.
and Theron decided to rob an alchemist. That's what he did.
Yes, he committed a robbery.
he decided to rob an alchemist. So that happened. Okay, so we will cut to Robin right now. Robin, you got a few hits back from some of your criminal contacts. one of them named Abe. He's been a contact of yours for a while. You guys kind of go back to your early teens when you guys were both kind of, just kind of scraping to get by as best you could. He has been part of the Slum Snakes, but he also serves a bit of a loyalty to his friends from his youth. So he was able to provide you with some information. And what he did say in his note back to you is that Blackadder has been a very different person as of late. He's not been his normal self. He seems like he had a methodology of the way he went about things, and that's completely changed as of about 2-3 weeks ago. And you do know that he's gotten a lot more followers as of recently, a lot more people enlisting into the guild. But much like your current situation, a lot of them seem to be against their own will, and they don't really like necessarily working for him, but they're doing it and they're to the best of their ability anyway. You would surmise from that it's probably a similar situation as what you have going on. He doesn't know anything more about the actual poison that you're inflicted with, but you do not seem to be the only one that he's done this to.
It's a long note.
As a summary.
But good. Yeah. All right. Awesome.
You do know his whereabouts if you wanted to go and talk to him and get further information, but that's kind of what he provided you in the note, is just his general, what he was able to find
Right.
off the top of his head or within a reasonable amount of time.
Right. Well, before I run off and talk to somebody, you said I got a couple hits back, so let's hear the rest.
So there's the one from Abe, who's in the Slum Snakes. There's also one from his name is Branks, and he is...
sorry, name is...
Branks, Branx.
Right.
Right.
I'm writing it. Yeah.
He is as well a fellow criminal you just kind of known along your way. And what he knows is he's not familiar with anybody so far that has not taken the blackmail, I guess you could say, who has pushed the limits as far as seeing what happens if I don't take the medicine. Everybody basically is taking it. But what you do know is that Blackadder what he does know is that it seems like he has a limited supply of the poison. It's not something that he's making himself, and it doesn't seem like the antidote or remedy is something that he makes himself. He is getting it from somebody. He doesn't really have any sort of skills in this specific field. So he's not doing it himself. He's getting it from somebody else.
All right.
And that's pretty much what you were able to find with that, just from the notes and sending out a few feelers there.
Great.
Gareth, during your most recent training session, you are interrupted. You're currently training 5 younger street urchins, just in basic self-defense and trying to keep yourself alive, getting away any way you can, basically street fighting essentially. And during this time, you are approached by a average height human, very scarred up face on his right hand side. Walks with a little bit of a limp, and he approaches you, very gruff tone. He's hey, what's going on here? You got a permit for doing this?
Permit?
Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry,
this is my street. Why you're here? You got a permit? I don't think I remember you paying me my dues.
I don't recall you owning this street.
Well, you must not be from around here very much. This
I
is
mean, I've made my way around the city.
well as of about 5 minutes ago, I own this street, and you owe me my dues.
Uh, Well, that is very interesting prospect you have there. But as of 1 minute ago, I own the street, and you need to get the fuck out of here.
Make an intimidation check.
Am I here for this? Would that be?
You aren't here for this specific
Question?
one. No, this is when he's training the kids, not you. Go ahead and make an intimidation roll. He's like all right, I get it. I'll tell you what. Why don't we both share the street, and we'll get in on the what are you charging these kids for these lessons? We'll split it halfway.
Charging the kids?
Well, yeah.
You actually do that? What kind of a horrible
How else
human
you gonna-
being are you?
Hey, I'm not a horrible person. I'm just trying to make a living here.
Yeah, these kids are trying to survive.
Yeah, and survival costs money. They need to learn that lesson early.
Right. Interesting.
Punch him in the face.
Well, the first lesson I typically teach them is to not cause trouble. Keep their heads low. That's a pretty big one, but
Something you
You know
should
what?
learn yourself, I guess.
potentially. But it is very important to make sure that you don't kill anyone if you do have to get into that situation. I mean, it's I prefer.
So are we gonna do this or not?
I do. Oh, you still think I'm charging them? No, I'm not charging them. And
Well,
neither are
then
you.
Then you owe me my half. If we're splitting
No.
the street even.
Like I said, I own the street, and you're going to get the fuck out of here.
And he takes his cane and he makes an attack at you. So roll initiative for me.
Man, I really wanted it to be the whole, okay, let's see, I'm charging them nothing, so half of nothing is nothing.
Initiative. Where the heck is my initiative? Initiative. There's initiative.
Okay, so he goes first, and what's your AC?
20.
20? Jesus, stupid. And so he swings his cane / club at you, and his limp, you can tell as soon as he makes his move, his limp is totally fainted. It's not a real thing. And so he swings his club at you. You were able to duck out of the way. It's your move.
Hit him with the chair.
I would like to just shove him.
Okay, so make an athletics check. Because that's going to be a kind of a grapple move, so it'd be athletics.
Pull his hair.
So that's going to be contested with his, and so you are able to successfully shove him, and he goes stumbling back about probably about 7-8 feet, and he's able to maintain his balance, but he's now about 7 or 8 feet from you at this point.
So I say to the kids that are all watching, I'm like, so first you distance yourself from your opponent, give him a chance to back away.
And you can see that he just gets angry, and his eyes go a little bit bloodshot. And he takes his club, and he now holds it with two hands, and he comes at you and makes another attack. So this is what's known
as a rage attack.
And he is going to make another attack at you, and that is going to miss. Actually, that would be a reckless attack. 1 second. So that's a miss, and it is now your turn as he whips his attack.
I'm going to use a menacing attack on him.
Okay, what's menacing do?
So menacing attack is when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend a superior die to attempt to frighten the target.
Okay,
He has to do a wisdom saving throw on a failed
Okay.
save.
and your DC is what?
Uh, what is my DC? That is an excellent question.
So usually it's going to be your strength. So 8 plus strength plus proficiency.
8 plus. Where is
So what's
that?
your strength?
Do I not have it written down? It's a +5.
Okay, so yeah, so you're at a 15. So it's a DC 15 for him.
Yeah.
For his wisdom, he succeeds on his wisdom saving throw, so he is not frightened. However, you do have to make your attack first
Okay.
on him.
Sorry, I should have the combat tracker up. Yes, no? No,
Don't worry
we don't.
about it.
We're not even doing that. Okay. So I will do a longsword attack on him.
Okay,
Ooh,
so that's a miss.
unfortunate.
Yep.
I will do a short sword attack with him
Okay,
as my second.
that's also a miss.
I'm a little rough on the rolls tonight.
A little rough on the
A little
rolls,
rough
yeah.
on those rolls.
You're tired from all
So-
that training them kids. Is wearing you
guess.
out a little bit.
Actually, you have advantage on both of those attacks
Oh.
because
Oh.
he did a reckless attack against you.
How do you want me to handle
so
that?
just roll again on each of those.
Longsword?
Oh!
Short sword.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay,
Well,
roll damage
One
for your
was so
longsword.
good, one was so bad.
Roll damage for your longsword. Okay, and then roll your d8.
Ooh, he dead.
No, he's targeting somebody that was dead last session.
Oh, okay. It's like, what?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Okay, so
Somebody's at the door. Really
Oh, yep.
unexpected. 1 second.
go ahead.
Tell him to go
Murder
the
them.
fuck away. To murder them?
I am rolling dice in here. What do you need?
It's a salesman.
I am playing a fantasy game.
Watch it be a door-to-door dice salesman.
Hey, heard you guys are playing some D&D in here. Just want to stop by. I gotta make sure I turn the other TV off real quick.
That would be the worst salesman ever.
Nope, TV's still on. 38-7 Eagles.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bad.
Sorry about that. All right.
You should be.
Okay, so where were we here?
So you dealt, that would have been 9, 10 points of damage to this guy.
Yeah.
10 points of damage to this guy. Based on my understanding, you're not trying to inflict lethal damage.
No. Maybe give
So-
him an actual limp, but
Okay. All right. So you in one motion you turn around and you hit him with just the hilt of your sword right on the back of his head as he swings and misses, and you just follow it up and boom right in the back of the head, dealing the 10 points of damage. And he does succeed on his frightening save. And then you do miss with his with your short sword attack.
Sure.
He comes back and he makes a kind of a back an elbow attack right at you.
Okay.
In the position he's in, and that will be a hit
how?
because I'm
You rolled a
rolling
16.
a straight d20 and I'm not adding modifiers on the screen.
Sorry. He's hitting a 20 AC.
He rolled a 16.
Okay. Oh, and he has a
and
modifier.
has a +4.
Got it. Sorry. I
Again,
understand now.
I'm not
You're
rolling
rolling
from the
the
character
20.
sheet. Yes,
I
I'm rolling
understand
just the
now.
20.
I
Okay,
apologize.
so
Keep
he is
going.
able to hit you
Okay.
and deals 3 points of bludgeoning damage, and so he gets you an elbow right to your ribs. So it kind of takes you back a little bit. You weren't quite expecting it, but it is now your turn.
Well, you see, that's not very nice. That was just kind of uncalled for. Now, if you want to keep going, then it's going to get a little ugly. But really, for everyone's sake, I don't want to shed blood.
he doesn't seem to. I mean, this is in the middle of combat. He's not
Yeah.
really necessarily paying attention to your words at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna grapple him.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check. Contested with his.
Ooh. Oh.
He got a 13. And you got a 26. So you are able to. He elbows you, and you just get him in like a rear naked like headlock basically, and you are currently in a very advantageous grapple position for yourself.
I would like to start beating his face.
In the
So
gonads.
grappling is your action, so
Okay.
you're not able to make another attack on this turn.
Okay.
So he is going to attempt to break your grapple. So make another athletics check. Be contested by a 12.
Wow.
Ooh.
What is wrong
So-
with my rolls?
He is able to break out of your grapple, so he grabs your wrist and bends it off to the side, and kind of slips your grapple, and he's now facing you. But that's his turn, so it's back to you.
Just murder him already.
I don't want to kill him in front of the kids.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
There's
Moral dilemma
kids
right there.
watching. They have to respect me somewhat if I'm going to teach them anything and recruit
I mean,
them
if
for
you
my
kill somebody in front of
wrongdoings
them,
later.
no, you are definitely serious.
Okay, fine. What am I gonna do here? I don't want to kill the guy. I really
I
don't.
mean, you can do a bunch of damage and
Bitch slap him.
just not consider it lethal damage. Like you're not going for a kill.
Okay.
You know. I mean,
All right, I'll do
You
that.
can-
It's just only a
Fine.
flesh
Yeah.
wound.
it's merely flesh wound.
So,
Okay.
these
So
rolls-
You have to
that
hit him.
misses, but you have advantage on the attacks. So
all right, I will roll a second one. on
relentless,
that.
relentless attack, or reckless attacks, and that's another crit. Jesus. Okay, roll damage on your longsword. Okay, so that's 13 points of damage, and then do your short sword.
At advantage.
Yeah. That's not how you roll advantage, Ian.
Wait, what the heck?
Still
That is
20.
not how you roll advantage. Sorry, a 7 and a 13 plus, so a
What?
20 and a.
You rolled a
24.
17.
Yeah, you're good. but that's
That is not how
roll
you roll advantage. I am all sorts of rusty here. Okay. Okay, I understand.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
This is why we don't let you be in charge.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, did you not see that one? You didn't see
I
that
didn't
one.
see damage roll.
I don't know why you didn't see that one.
Okay, so that is enough to knock him unconscious. So he breaks out from your grapple, and you immediately follow up with just like a slice, and then with your short sword you just pummel him right to the side of the head, and he goes lights out and hits the ground immediately. He's bleeding from his arm a little bit.
So, kids, this if you find yourself in this situation, here's what you do. You take his shirt, you bandage it up so the guy doesn't bleed to death. You don't really want him to die. Then you go through his pockets, and because this is about survival, so you grab his coin to teach him the lesson to not mess with you again.
And you look through there, and there is a coin purse with 5 silver
And I hand one out to each of the kids.
and 26 copper. We'll say 25 copper.
All right.
many kids
How
are
many
you
kids
training?
are there?
5.
One to each of the kids.
Okay. All right, so 1 silver to each of the kids, and
Yeah.
they look at it like, oh my god, I just got a silver. Like you can just see they're kind of like a little freaked out, like what just happened. They're like, oh, dude, Sensei's got my back. Like, and then they get the silver, and they're just like their faces kind of like light up. They're like, I get to eat today. and
Now,
And,
you guys gotta promise me something. If you see him, you won't talk to him, and you will run away. Because he may be really angry when he wakes up, and he may be really angry at you guys for being associated with me. So,
And they all go, okay, no problem.
okay. That concludes today's lesson.
Right. And you wrap up the lesson. They all kind of scurry their own ways.
Start an army of small children.
I think that's his plan.
I mean, kids hear everything. Well, a bunch of loyal street urchins? Yeah.
You can't buy that kind of loyalty.
Well, he just did a little bit.
He just did a little bit.
Just did.
All right.
Oh, where the hell's Book?
Oh, that is a terrible martini. I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something wrong. I mean, I'm still gonna drink
It's
it
a
because
martini.
booze. But
Hey, this drink is fantastic. Just so you know.
My drink was very good. It's now empty. I Snapchatted my girlfriend, and she still hasn't come to make me a new one.
that's
What?
my martini glass, and this is a
Yeah.
pint glass.
Oh,
So that's how big the martini glass is.
it's a pretty big pint glass, or pretty big martini glass.
And about 6 ounces of vodka in it.
Yeah. Jet, you wanted to, if I'm not mistaken, learn. You wanted to spend some time since your level up, learning some new spells, right? Did you have some spells in mind you were trying to learn, jot down, and copy to your spell book?
I learned a couple from leveling
From
up,
leveling.
but
Yep.
I guess anything that would make me more sneaky, like if there's like
Sneaky.
invisible or like silence, things like that. Like
Well, okay, so as a wizard, like you can learn anything essentially. So what level? You're level
Invisibility is a
4.
spell.
Yeah.
Invisibility is, but I don't know what it is because at level 4 you can cast what, second level spells, or you have second level spells,
no,
right?
second level spells. Yep.
I think it's second level. Invisibility is
Yeah,
a
second
first
level.
or second level. It's one of the two.
Hang on. Yeah, invisibility is a level 2 spell. Where's your character sheet? So it takes time and basically takes time and money to copy because you need special inks and stuff to copy it over to your spell book. So how much? There's like a rule on copying into your spell book. 50 gold a spell level. So for a level 1 spell, it would cost you 50 gold to basically copy it over for level 2. But let me bring this up for sure.
My girlfriend just bought me another drink, so
Oh, she's so nice.
like, do they have a library I can look at?
Yes, the Ebonclad does have a library, and it's going to contain just about any first and second level spells.
Okay.
As far as how much time you want to spend, and probably most third level spells as well. So it's depending on how much time and money you want to spend on there. So hang on, let me just. So. I'm trying to see what your spell book. When you find a wizard spell of first level or higher, you can add it to your spell book if it is of a level for which you have a spell slot. So if you have a first level spell slot, you can copy a first level spell over. And if you can spare time to decipher and copy it, the spells are copied in the spell book. Copying a spell involves reproducing the basic form of the spell, then deciphering the blah, blah, blah. Basically, you have to reproduce all that stuff and practice it so that you understand how it is. So for each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces. The cost represents material components you expend as you experiment with the spells to master it, as well as the fine inks you need to record it, Once you have spent this time and money, you can prepare the spell just like your other spells. So basically, it's going to take you 2 hours and 50 gold for a first level spell, and 4 hours and 100 gold for a second level spell. So if you wanted to learn, invisibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could do so. It would just cost you 100 gold and 4 hours. But you have plenty of time right now since what everybody else is doing. So do you want to do that?
Yeah, I would actually.
Okay, so subtract 100 gold from your inventory, and I'll drop invisibility into your spellbook.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you now know the spell invisibility. So you take some time and kind of spend a bit of time in the library that Ebonclad has, which is part of one of the public libraries, but there's a back room that's kind of secret and warded off that you have access to, that contains a lot of spell books, and there's components there for testing with, so things like that. So you now know the invisibility spell. If there's any others that you want to learn the same way, you can. Again, just about anything first and second level, you will have access to in the Ebonclad library.
So I'm
Third,
a little confused. Can I
yeah.
learn other classes' spells?
There's not. I don't think there's a spell that exists that's not a wizard spell.
Okay.
So any spell is a wizard spell.
Okay.
So wizards are unique in the fact that they can learn any spell out there. It's just a matter of if they have access to the spell and can copy it into their spellbook. Once something's in their spellbook, it's there forever until you lose your spellbook. So your spellbook's very important, and that's where. But as long as a spell is in your spellbook, you can cast it.
Okay.
You don't have to. Have to specify, like clerics need to specify which spells they learn for the day. Wizards don't. As long as it's in your spellbook.
Wizards do have to prepare.
I do have to prepare, yeah. I can only prepare a certain amount.
But
sorcerers don't.
Yeah, sorcerers don't. Sorry, I get those confused. But hang on one second.
Also bards. Bards can learn anything.
Bards can, but there's a different way that they do it.
Because we get it at certain levels.
Yeah.
It's like, pick a spell from any of them. It's like, yeah.
Right. Bards are dumb.
Because Eldritch Blast is a cantrip with a high charisma bard. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Great idea.
Not that I've picked out a damage spell that I'm going to go to.
Yeah, so you have to prepare your spells for the day, but you can prepare anything that's in your spell book. So.
Okay, cool.
All right. And it equals your wizard level plus your intelligence modifier, which your intelligence modifier is crazy, isn't it? Right? You're at
it's 5.
plus 5.
So
you can prepare 9 spells right now. So I think that's all of your spells almost, because cantrips don't count. So you can prepare all but 2 spells in your whole spell list that you know.
There is one more spell I would like to try to learn if it's possible.
Okay, what is it?
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds? That's doable.
Okay.
How are you learning Cure Wounds?
Hang on.
Because I'm a boss ass bitch.
Can't wizards learn cure wounds? No?
No.
Oh.
Wizards can only learn spells off of their spell list.
I thought everything was on the wizard spell list. Like,
No.
You're a sorcerer. Sorcerer is...
No, sorcerer is not. All of the classes have their own spell lists.
I thought wizards had everything.
No, I got around that by taking a level of cleric.
Oh, gotcha. That's what. Okay, so you cannot learn cure wounds, Nikki. I lied. Sorry.
Tried.
Book comes in just at the nick of time.
That's why I was saying if you take a level of cleric, it expands your spell list by, for every level of cleric you take, that increases the spell levels that you can prepare of cleric spells. It increases your...
Do wizards have any healing?
No.
No. Huh.
Mending isn't a healing spell. That just fixes physical things, right?
That just fixes
just-
physical stuff.
It's a cantrip
Unless
that
you're-
fixes objects.
Unless you're a construct, then it's kind of a healing spell.
Bard Mastercast class.
Okay. Yeah, let me know if there's any other spells that you want to learn. Nikki,
Alright.
and you can definitely do that. Like I said, they have anything level 1 and 2, and then some level 3s, but they're not. It's not necessarily everything.
Okay.
But I don't think you can cast level 3s yet, so
No.
that doesn't even matter. Okay.
Whole person.
I don't know what you just said.
I do. And I agree with it.
Oh,
What?
I did hear it. He did hear it. He said hold person. No meta. Okay, so everybody has gone through a bit of their downtime right now. Theron, you robbed the alchemist's lab with
Yes,
your
I did.
downtime, and we're working on that. And I have, if you go to the tables, I don't know if you can see this. Go to tables
My
in Fantasy Grounds.
Fantasy Grounds is frozen at the moment.
Okay, it's just loading that, I'm sure.
Well, it's at the character selection, and I can't select a character, so...
Okay, just give it a minute.
Yeah, because it shows you up there for us.
Okay,
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Do you
I-
see the tables on the right-hand side? Like tables,
No.
like button? No? Okay, then go to library. And check mark the tables.
Library is
Okay.
not responding.
Okay. So you're still loaded. Anyway, I put in all the alchemy stuff.
Cool.
All the alchemy components and all the alchemy recipes. And so for determining what you were able to steal, that would just roll a bunch on those tables basically, and just drag the components over into your inventory, make it a lot easier.
That works.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go ahead and roll that, since apparently I can't.
Are you working it? Like, can you bring up your character screen or anything?
Nope, it froze again.
Yeah, just reload.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try reloading it.
Okay. Did you guys see that roll?
I saw.
Or
No,
no?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
It was
That-
ghosted.
that
I saw
does.
something roll, but
Okay, but you didn't see a result?
correct.
Okay. I just don't want to spam your chat with these rolls here. Just-
Speaking of, I don't have a dice tower anymore.
You don't?
No. It used to be down here in the corner, and it's not there anymore.
So many dice.
Christ, book, did you just take everything?
He robbed an alchemy lab, like an alchemy store.
I saw all of those dice rolls as shadows that just went across.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
Everybody
chat
did.
box.
Everybody did.
Yeah, I went in with a backpack and just pretty much took everything I could carry. There's gonna be one upset alchemist.
It wasn't even a backpack. It was one of those rolly suitcases.
It's a roller. It's a roller duffel.
No, it was a backpack. It was just, a sea bag.
Right. I don't know if we can do. We'll do this.
Okay.
Where did that go?
Tables. Tables. First one that pops up. Absent parent.
Oh, don't worry about it then. It's because I didn't give you access to it, I guess. How do you put something in something on your inventory?
Well, when a man and woman really love each other.
Hang on. Maybe I do that. No, I don't know. There. I think that did it. Yep. That did it. Okay. Okay, so I created something on your inventory sheet called alchemy supplies,
Yes, I see this.
and then you can just put all your stuff in there. And those are the things that you got. Hang on one second. Yep. Okay. All right. So let me. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so we're kind of done with the initial downtime activities. Robin, I'll cycle back to you. Did you want to go talk to either one of your contacts and get further information?
I'm probably gonna hunt down Abe.
Okay. It takes you the better part of a morning to do so. He's not the easiest person in the world to find, but you do find him kind of chilling out in kind of a back alley in the slums after a while, just kind of walking around asking where who's seen him recently, and you approach him, and Abe's kind of he's always been kind of a gruff, straight to the point kind of guy, and he sees you coming. He's like, "Hey, Robin, how's it going, man?"
Well, I mean, I've had better days. I'm not gonna lie.
Judging by your letter, I'd say so. I'm guessing that wasn't just out of curiosity, huh?
Not exactly, no.
Yeah, figured so. So you working for him now? You working for Blackadder? He sent you on anything?
No, I got no jobs yet. But look, I don't know a lot about. I mean, I stayed away from the snakes growing up. You know that, so
Yeah.
I don't know a whole. I mean, I know Adder runs the show. Who else are the players? Like, is it? I mean, it's not just him running the whole thing, right?
I mean, he's the main one. He's
Right.
got he's got his main lackeys, his few lieutenants, but he's the one running, pulling the strings.
Right.
From all us common folk, anyway.
Right. I mean, he's got like probably 2-3 lieutenants that help him out with keeping the rest of y'all in line.
Yeah, basically.
Anybody I need to be concerned with?
No.
No.
Man, if you wanted, you'd take over one of those lieutenant positions, no problem.
Well, baby steps. First, I need to figure out my current problem and get it fixed first, and then, we'll see about moving up the ranks of the glorious slum snakes. Where's
Hey, don't it's gotten me this far. I'm still alive.
You got to make a living, and you haven't been poisoned, so apparently, you're one up on me.
Yet. I'm kind of worried. I feel like he's going to just start doing this to everybody. Not exactly excited about that.
It is weird. But
right?
I'm out of juice, and I'm low on time, so I probably need to hunt this guy down and get a job so that I can get another dose, so I don't just keel off in the street in front of you. Wouldn't look good for anybody. So
no. I mean, I don't want to see you do that.
Where do I go to find this guy?
He's been weird lately. He's been just disappearing for a while. every couple days he goes down into the sewers, or the crypt, and he doesn't come back for like 2 days, and then he comes back, and then he starts giving people this poison. I don't know. He's got to be getting it from down there, but I guess I just don't know what.
Well, all right. Well, where's home base? Where does he operate out of when he's not, in the crypt for whatever reason?
I mean, you could probably find him at the shit. Hang on.
Find him at the shit.
Find him at the shit. I can't remember the name of the place. The gambling joint. The Owls. Shit. I'm terrible at this.
I don't have it written down either, I don't think.
God, why don't I have this written down somewhere?
Owl's Wager.
Yeah, the Owl's Wager. That's what it is. The gambling place. You'd probably find him at the Owl's Wager. Most likely, that's where he'd be hanging out.
All right. Well, I guess I'll head that way then. See if I can't find a way to pay this off, or however that works.
Hey, I'll keep an ear to the ground. If I hear anything about how to get rid of this thing, I'll let you know right away.
Yeah, and then likewise, just in case, between now and then, if you get a dose, not that anybody would want that, I'm just saying. It's a fucked up thing, man.
Yeah, right?
It's no way.
Right?
I mean, there used to be, like proper thieves, there was still a way of doing business. This is just, it's frustrating.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
If he would have just gave me money, I could have just got whatever he wanted. But this way is just, there's no class in it, man. There's no class.
Well, what did he do? How did he get that poison?
Well, first he tried, I don't know how he got it. How he got it in me? Well,
how he got it in you.
Well, first he tried to kidnap me. Then that didn't really work. So his lackeys dropped me into a fire, and that fucking knocked me out. And then next thing I know, I come to, and he was like, "Hey, by the way, you got dosed." And I was like, "Oh,
Jesus.
well, fuck you too, buddy." So
Well,
that's kind of how we got here.
Boy, you kind of got fucked there.
Yeah. I mean, just don't drink anything he gives you. You'll probably be okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Carry your
All right.
own water.
All right. Well, try to stay alive.
You too, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. See ya.
Deuces. I'm gonna go. I guess I will go around to wherever I think the others might be hanging out. I don't know where you guys would be. One of the fronts, I'm assuming. Probably what's the front that we've been operating out of? Up till now?
That would be the one of the tavern houses.
Yellow Wheel? Is that the name of it?
1 second. If this document would load ever.
Razorback Run? I don't know what that is.
Not Razorback Run.
Okay.
That's down closer to the.
Murdoch.
Dang.
One dose. Yeah, the only taverns I have are Razorback, Owl, and Yellow Wheel.
It might be the Yellow Wheel. Hang on. Why can't I find any of my notes ever?
I don't know.
Whenever I need them. We'll just say it's the Yellow Wheel.
Sounds good. So, thinking that the rest of the group might be over there, I'm going to swing by there to kind of give them the rundown on where I'll be in case anybody asks for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot that I changed my unarmed strike to kick to the nads.
You did do that, yep.
Yep, I remember that.
All right. Okay, sorry, I missed what were you saying? I was writing a note.
No, it's all right. So I'm gonna head over to the Yellow Wheel to meet up with the group and kind of just give them the rundown on what I found out and where I'll
Sure.
be in case anybody is looking for me.
Sure. So
So
just
you-
kind of hanging out there for a while. It's kind of one of those things. People come in and out, and
Right.
so you see a few people. Is anybody else headed there? Just kind of throughout the day or throughout the, the time.
Yeah, I'd probably go.
So you spend a little bit of time there, and after a while, Jet comes walking in the door.
Hey, Jen, how's it going?
Um, Good. How are you?
Still standing, so that's a thing.
Do you feel any effects?
Well, I did a few days back. Took the dose, so that's the end of that. Um, got none of that left, and nobody has any answers. I put out a lot. I went to, the guild doesn't know anything, and none of my contacts know anything as far as how to get rid of it. Apparently, this Adder guy's going on a fucking poisoning spree to get his numbers up, but that's all anybody knows. Nobody's survived it or gotten to the other side of it, and everyone seems to take the poison in hopes that, they get to stay alive.
Is he making the poison or someone else?
It doesn't seem like he's making it. It seems like he's getting it from somewhere. One of my contacts said that he disappears into the crypt for like a couple days at a time and comes back with it. So I don't know if that means he's also got a stockpile of proper full-time antidote or if he's just getting the poison.
So, do you want to try to work with him to get an antidote, and then?
Well, I mean, short
I mean,
term,
it sounds like we have to go to this crypt.
yeah, I mean, short term, I guess he operates out of the Owl's Wager, where you met up with the old girl. Uh,
Yep.
so short term, I've got to at least go see if he has any work for me, or I'm just gonna die. That seems not to my benefit. So we're gonna start there, I guess, and just kind of feel out what happens from there. I don't really have a plan right now. Not a whole lot of time to sit around and figure this one out because so and we're trying to avoid that. So that's where I am with it. So I'm gonna head over there. I don't know. I mean, if
I'll
you
go
want,
with you.
sure, yeah. Well, the more, the
You look
merrier.
like you could use a little more muscle.
I mean, worst case, burn the place to the fucking ground. I guess.
I can do that.
Hey,
Um, as you guys are there talking, from the back room, Reese comes out, and he's his normal sort of happy self, and then he kind of tames it back when he sees you, Robin. He's like, "Oh, shouldn't be too happy around a guy that's kind of got a death note on him." He's like, "Hey, how's it going? Hey, Robin.
yeah,
How are you
still
feeling?"
alive, still above ground.
Good.
Really,
Good.
really wish people would stop asking me that almost.
It's
If I don't show up
anyway.
next week, you know why.
Well, hopefully that won't happen. Got some good news.
Oh, great. What do you got?
So we know that the poison is definitely some sort of divine magic. We know that for a
Excellent.
fact. But it's kind of interesting. We haven't seen this kind of stuff around for a long time.
Hang on, I'm just writing
We
this.
had- we had
Let me just write down these notes while you're telling me. I am
Yeah.
totally fucked. Okay, keep going.
Reese is like, no, this is good. So, I mean, the kind of magic that we know that we can tell this is from a very very old deity, an old god named Chernobog, and he.
Can't
I
even
mean,
spell
definitely. Hang on.
Chernobyl. Got it.
And he's been not active for a long time that we know of. Nobody really talks about him. We had to go pretty far back in our archives to find it. But I'll tell you what, if this is rooted in his kind of magic, you may be able to find some sort of remedy from some priests of Inti. I just typed it there.
Yep, thank you.
He would be the one that would be able to. He's kind of the nemesis, the counterpart, the counterbalance of.
Got it. He's the anti-Chernobyl. Got it.
he's
Reverse
the
Flash.
Anti-Chernobyl.
They may know a little bit more.
I'm
We
a little
know
bit
that
disappointed you didn't call him White Adder.
I mean, are you really disappointed?
I mean, missed opportunity.
So I mean, they would be. They may know a little bit more, but we know. If you tell them that this poison is rooted, I mean, maybe it's a poison. I don't even think it's a poison, but this whatever it is rooted with this guy's magic. They should be able. They would do probably what they can to help you out. Maybe I don't know. It's just something to look into.
All right, yeah. Let's. Where do I find these priests of Inti? Why are they just like down the street or?
I mean, so Inti's the god of he's the creative god of the sun, or creation god of the sun, and a lot of farmers, a lot of farm villages kind of worship him pretty heavily. There's a small gathering of farmers. I think there is a temple just about a mile out of town to the west that, if my mind recalls right, and it usually does, there should be a temple of Inti there, and they're probably the most active ones out of any that I can think of. That's where I would recommend going. But
can I do an religion check to see if I know anything about Inti?
you can, if you want to make a religion check. Just so you know, these gods are not from the Forgotten Realms pantheon. So
who this is at all?
I've never heard of them.
You know that
That's
he
weird.
is the creation god of the sun.
Now thank you. I forgot it already.
Yeah, you had to really think about what he just told you, and that's what you know about him.
Damn.
Would I need to use could my College of Secrets, because I don't know much about the Bardic colleges,
Sure.
is there a knowledge roll that might be useful of some sort of Inti secret society or
Inti secret society.
I mean, I don't, because I know sometimes if you have certain colleges, then it's oh yeah, you would know about this from your studies.
Sure.
I don't know where the College of Secrets yet.
You can make a history check. It would be kind of like a general history check. Specifically, secrets about Inti.
Yeah, no shit, man. So there's this guy and he's apparently a god of the sun.
You guys are awesome on your checks. Is that Kim?
Sorry, wasn't directed towards you. It's directed to Buck.
Oh. I'm so confused.
Continue. Yeah.
It's
okay.
seaweed, not kimchi. Oh.
No, not kimchi. Kim.
Okay, so
Anyway.
It's not a girl.
yeah, basically, you know exactly what Reese told you. Not a whole lot more than that. You've heard of him. He's kind of popular. He's the reason. essentially that you guys have the sun, which is a good thing in life. So he's a very widely worshipped good deity that kind of is the bringer of life and light to the darkness of the world. So, that being said, so he gave you kind of the way to get to this village where the more prominent temple to Inti is. And like I said, it's just about a mile out of town in a little farming commune where they worship him kind of religiously. Like they are very, very devout into that.
Well, I'm following you there, buddy.
You're muted or something.
I think minor change of plans then. Let's, I mean, it's probably a dice roll either way, but there might be enough time to go to both. But I say I kind of would rather deal with these priests than I would this asshole. So, thinking maybe go there and let's not burn the place down. So, step one, go there. Step two, don't burn it down. I know it's a switch from the original plan, but I think it might work out better.
Okay.
Is there,
Theron and Gareth, what are
tag
you
along.
guys doing at this point?
I'll tag along if I'm done with my.
Yeah, you're done with that. It's been a couple days, so you're kind of settled in, and you made your instant rope and your what was the
you've
other thing?
unpacked.
Yeah.
The mist bombs.
Oh, okay.
I made those
So
particularly for me because as an elf, I can actually make hide checks with light cover, which
Yeah.
includes rain and mist.
there you go.
That's
There
fun.
you go. Okay, Gareth, you
Drinking.
drinking. So are you drinking at the Yellow Wheel?
I could be.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And are you joining them on their escapade out to
Yes.
the
Yes,
temple?
I would.
Okay.
I would.
I'll give him the.
That's
So-
what
We'll just say that I kind of, as me and Jet were talking,
I
they
go with the
kinda
group.
Showed up and we gave him the rundown on what I'm about to try anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
So-
Okay, so you guys head out. Are you grabbing anything special on your 1 mile hike out there? I have to ask because otherwise people would be like, I would have grabbed that.
I don't have anything to grab. I'm out of antidote.
Just my regular pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking all of my
My healing
alchemy
potions.
supplies.
Yeah. Yeah, you would probably stash those in a safe place.
Yeah. So
Nope, just my my armor and my swords.
Okay.
And whatever
All
else
right.
I have in my bag of holding.
And you guys head out to the small farming commune. It's still part of Quintala, but it's just, like where the produce is grown, things like that. It's just a large farming or a small farming community. And as you approach, you see, your farms, scattered here and there, and then there's like a kind of like a central area where you can tell there's like a town square. There's a central well that people grab water from for, drinking, bathing, whatever. There's a few smaller like shops, and then you do see one definitely looking temple. It's got a steeple
Big
and
sun on it?
everything. It's got a steeple and everything. Yes, at the top of the steeple, though, is a symbol of a sun.
nice.
Specifically, it's a face on a golden disc or sunlight rays. So it is basically just like a disc with just sun rays coming off of it, and that is the symbol for Indy.
Have an emoji for that.
Do they? Do they?
All right. I guess I'm gonna go to this temple.
All right. 1 second here.
So, Josiah, now that I know that he's poisoned basically by divine magic,
Yeah.
do I know anything about this magic? Can I sense anything? Can I...
Not specifically. You can tell there's magic if you were to cast dispel magic or detect magic. Is that something? That's not a
No.
cantrip. That's a.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Trust me, it's not going to give us anything useful.
Roll an Arcana check for me, if you will.
That's what I was wondering if I could do.
Yes. Yep. So you can tell that he does seem afflicted by some sort of magical effect, but it condition, right? But it's not something you're familiar with. It's not like your run of the mill. It's not just like your run of the mill magic effect. It's something a little different. So.
Okay.
So as you guys walk up to the temple, what are you guys doing? Just going in, or what's the plan?
I don't know. Knock 3 times for entry. I don't know what we do here.
Okay, so you walk up to the door, you knock a few times, and then the door you can tell it's unlocked. It gives a little bit, and you walk in. You see 3 priests. One of them stands up from his kneeling position at the altar, turns around and walks towards the door to greet you guys. And he comes up. He says, "Greetings. My name is Assad, and I am the head cleric here. What can I help you with? I believe you're new here. I don't know if I've seen you around here before."
Yeah, nice to meet you, Mr. Assad, was it? That's
Assad al-Sarif?
Assad al-Sarif. All right, well, it's just a pleasure. What the heck happened there? Hang on, I lost.
What did happen?
I lost people.
Theron sent a comic.
And that fucked everything up.
How does that fuck everything up?
Because it covered up
covered
half the videos.
Yeah, no, I set the text chat to pop out whenever I open it up.
So, yeah, Assad, it's great to meet you. I got word to come here with a slight problem that we seem to be having in the city, and they pointed me in your direction that you, well, not you specifically, but somebody here might be able to help us. I'm looking for people who don't like a Mr. Chernobog?
He gets a look and he tries to cut you off before you finish the word. He's like, don't mention that in this place.
Okay.
That,
got it. All right.
please.
He who shall
Please.
not be named. Then we'll go with that for now. So you've heard of this man. I will admit it's new to me.
We do not talk about him. However,
Okay.
why does that bring you here?
Well, apparently, let's say hypothetically, because we don't talk about that kind of stuff. Would it be better if we stepped outside? Could we maybe then have an easier conversation?
That would be better.
Oh, let's do that because it'll make things a lot easier to explain. I
So,
think.
so he takes a step outside with you guys. Okay. So what do you know of Chernobyl?
So, no disrespect for the inside comment. I was obviously not. I mean, like I said, it's all kind of new to me. Apparently, we have someone in the city who is working with him to poison several people in some way, shape, or form. I kind of got drug into it because it happened to me on a wild thing. Not a whole lot of fun. So all I know about I also don't have a lot of details yet. Lucky me. But basically, I've been poisoned in some way, shape, or form. I have to get these weekly treatments or I'll, kick off, and nobody wants that. I've got bills to pay. And all I've been able to gather is that the man who did this to me is working with this deity to get said quote-unquote poison, not like an official poison, but some kind of deity-type magical poison.
Well, if I I don't see him as working with Chernobog directly. That would be
Well,
very
maybe
interesting.
not.
But
Probably
that
some of his
you
folks,
think
maybe.
yeah, you think this is rooted in his dark magic.
Right. That
Um,
kind of in his wheelhouse, evidently.
well, I believe that you have come to the right place. However, if I'm able to help you is another thing. Now, Inti would be more than glad to cure you of this
I knew I liked you
ailment,
guys. I knew it
this
by the
ailment.
size of the building. It's a beautiful building. I thought
As long
these
as
are my kind of people.
as long as you can prove that you are aligned with Inti and his will.
Well, yeah. I mean, he seems like a good enough. I'm a big fan of the Sun. Always have been a fan.
As we all are, but there are some that take it for granted. Now, you seem to have a problem with whatever is ailing you, and we actually have a bit of a problem ourselves, and I think we could probably
You don't
arrive.
say.
And we could probably arrive at a bit of an agreement here.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, I got nowhere else to really go, right? So.
just hear me out. We've had this bit of a I don't know if you would call it an infestation so much, but there's been some stuff that in the temple that has been that has been breaking our concentration on a regular basis. There's something in the downstairs storage that's I don't know.
You have a rat problem.
It is. I'll tell you what. There's something down there, but it is definitely not rats. I don't have a problem with rats. It's not even large rats.
If
There's
this
something.
is another case
You have a mouse
of a
problem?
halfling riding a beloved into a basement at a temple.
So,
All right.
baby bullet. There we go. Little red bullet. Ba-ba.
Disclaimer. I did not think about that before this exact moment.
You were gonna start wondering about your
But
ability.
that's
to
hilarious.
DM.
But that's hilarious.
Because, I mean, this is almost exactly the same lead-up that we had.
I don't
okay.
think so, was it?
No,
Yeah.
Not
No,
even,
we just
no.
came across
no,
them,
we
I
just
thought.
we just did it as a favor to the lady in the temple in the last one. No one was poisoned and needed cured.
Right.
Nobody even needed curing at all.
Favor.
Anyway,
The cleric was
it was a
cute, so I
temple. It was a
volunteered to
temple,
beat
and it was
things
the
in the face.
basement. You are correct on those two things.
Yeah, I would. This is definitely something I can probably convince my colleagues to help us out with. My problem, personally, is I'm on a bit of a time crunch for this. Um, I don't know how well my personal performance would be in said, we'll call it an extermination, in my current form. So there's
Okay.
that. Can we get the fix first and then we go down there and take
Well,
care of your
see,
problem?
The problem is that I'm not sure how good the fix would be in your
If
current
there's
form if I can't
concentrate,
petition,
Right. No, I understand. It is a
Yeah.
conundrum.
It
Well, I
is,
guess
it
we'll
is.
just. I mean, it sounds like a square deal, fair deal. I mean, lot of shiny bits and baubles. These guys.
Okay, okay. So, we go kill the rats. You heal my friend.
Yeah, I think that's how this would work, yo. And it's not rats.
Why are we waiting?
No, we're not waiting. These guys. I mean, yeah, I think we can do this. Should be okay. One thing. Is there a bunch of things?
I don't know. I haven't been down there. We locked the door.
Lock the door. Probably a smart move. Smart move on your
I
part.
felt like it was.
Yeah, no, I think this is sure. Yeah, Lead the way,
Okay, follow me.
Padre.
And he he you
I'm gonna
you head
cast Mage
into
Armor
the
on myself before we
Okay.
go down, because
Good idea.
choice.
Can you cast that on anybody else?
Um,
only if you're not wearing
Um,
armor.
Do you
I
have
can.
do you have a broom I could borrow?
what do you need a broom? Are you gonna clean while you're down there? That'd be excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean up your infestation problem.
With a broom. I'm
This
telling
is
you,
rats,
it's not
right?
rats. It's not rats.
Okay.
Bigger than
It's
okay.
not rats.
It's not rats. Okay.
It's not rats. But you can clean up while you're down there if you'd like.
Sure. We'll clean up whatever problem you have down
He
there.
goes in. You guys go to one of the side rooms in the temple, and you can see a trapdoor positioned on the ground, and there's a table over it, and he's got like some stuff like built up against the table. Like he wants to make sure this table's not going anywhere. This floor hatch isn't going anywhere either. And he starts kind of tearing things away from the trapdoor. Finally gets to the table, and he just kind of moves it out of the way. He goes, "There's the entrance to the basement." And with that, you do hear a pretty loud noise coming from like directly below your feet. And it now that you've been in the temple for a few minutes, it's kind of distracting. It's noisy. There's definitely a few things rummaging around down in this cellar, and you see what I'm working with. Like this is you can't concentrate. You can't do anything proper around here.
Noisy. It is definitely disturbing. Why don't you guys look? You guys go ahead and lead. You guys lead the way. I am right behind you guys. I'm
Yeah.
feeling a little fragile in my
He
current
goes,
state.
I'm not a fighter. I will take a step back, and I will let you guys take care of that. I will go prepare our ritual to attempt removal of this this ailment that you suffer from.
Great. Yeah. Sounds solid. Solid plan.
All right. Okay. So you guys are presented with this this hatch on the floor. What are you guys doing?
Right. All right. Let's go take care of this. I go and open up the hatch door, fully convinced that it's rats.
Okay.
I'm pulling out my short sword.
Fully convinced it's
Fully
rats.
believe this
I
is
love
rats.
it.
I'm
I
just
love it.
I'm pulling out the short sword.
100%. It could not be anything but.
I know.
Hang on one second.
I need. Hey, note to self: somebody remind me to pick up an immovable rod when we get a chance.
Just when you get a chance to pick one of those things
when we get back to town.
from the general store and such.
I mean, it's a magical item, but I don't think it's like a super rare. I mean, an immovable rod, like it's not super.
You know.
A very specific purpose for an immovable rod.
All right.
I mean, technically, with two of them, you could climb to infinity, but that's not the point.
I don't know if they're a thing in 5th edition. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, they are. They are, for sure.
Then I need to get 2 immovable rods.
Hang on one second. There's something wrong with my settings here.
If nothing else, it would discourage pursuit.
There we go. Okay.
They're not that big. I mean, they're only like.
Doesn't matter. If I've got 2 of them, clotheslining would be fun.
Okay. So as you open up the hatch, there's a small stairs, very very steep stairway down, almost like a ladder, but a little bit more graded than that. Enough for you to kind of walk down, but carefully. And as you do, there is a torch burning off into the far corner. It is a fairly small basement, probably only about 15 by 20 in dimensions. So
Nice. This is gonna be.
And
seems like
it is very very close quarters. Immediately, you don't see anything. However, after just a second, the torch on the far end, you can see something run across it, and it flickers out.
I'm
That's a
good.
big rat.
You know,
It's also a rat that was about 8 feet off the ground, because
Right.
that.
So what do I see with dark vision?
With dark vision,
Big
you
rat.
don't see it. So Gareth went down first, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
behind Gareth.
Gareth, Theron, Jet, and then Robin, maybe.
probably
Yeah.
at this point, Robin's
Robin,
feeling a little
maybe?
breakable.
Little fragile.
He stuck his neck out a
Um,
lot and it hasn't paid off a whole lot. Please.
Okay, so Theron, you follow Gareth down. As you guys get to the bottom of this small stairwell, or steep stairwell, I should say, you don't see anything. Hang on one second.
I need a way.
You don't actually see anything immediately. You do notice off in the far corner a few boxes kind of shudder and shake a little bit, and there's something there. You just don't see what it is. Whatever it is smaller than a 2 foot by 2 foot box.
Hang on, I gotta check something.
Robin, have I
Which-
ever told you that we wouldn't be in this situation if you would have just dressed up like a girl, like I said?
I think either way I was getting kidnapped though. I don't think that. I mean,
They
don't
wouldn't.
know.
They wouldn't have known. You'd be a girl, very convincing one.
Anyway,
Am I a convincing girl?
So
Of course.
as you guys file down the stairwell, Robin,
But-
are you going down as well?
yeah. Question.
Yeah.
Minor illusion.
Yeah.
Can minor illusion create light?
Hmm. Does it say light specifically? Because there's a
It just
light
says-
spell cantrip.
Right. It just says you can create a sound or image of an object within range that lasts for the duration.
Hmm.
I mean, if
I
I
would say
made
no.
the image of a torch, would that torch give off light? I'm not
Maybe a
trying to.
little bit.
I'm not trying
Maybe
to
a
like.
little bit.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to fudge it.
I would
just
say
literally
it
don't
wouldn't
know.
be like the light cantrip, but maybe just enough to give it the illusion that it has light.
Oh, okay. Not useful light though.
Not useful light. No, it wouldn't like project light and like light up a room. But
Right.
it
Does
would
the
be
light
like
cantrip
yeah,
do light?
the light cantrip does for sure.
But is it dim light? Okay.
It's bright light.
It's
No, it's
bright
dim
light.
No, it casts dim light. The light. Okay, so. And dim light for an additional okay, bright light for 20 feet, dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Yeah.
Do you
Yep.
have that shit?
I have it.
Um,
Yeah. I can cast it.
That would be nice.
As
That'd be really nice.
I'm good.
I'm gonna cast it on Gareth's sword.
Okay, so as you go to start casting it, you notice a bunch of like glittering lights just kind of like dancing off the walls. Very very small, almost like they had a mind of their own, but they're just like little things just kind of like appear and then fade away over here and then over here at about 4 different spots in the room itself.
Like,
And it's
like
kind of distracting at first, but they do seem to, as they come into view and fade away, they do provide like a pretty decent light source in the meantime. And then you go ahead and cast the light spell on his sword,
Yeah. 'Cause it'll
and
look
the
cool.
room lights up. Your sword kind of bursts into a radiant glow. And the room itself now is very illuminated. It is it's bright. You can see boxes. There are boxes that are half torn apart. Some looks like something chewed its way into the box itself. They're tipped over. The place is kind of in disarray, just in general, and kind of a mess. You still don't see anything that is down here though. It looks to be empty, but you do every once in a while catch a box that shudders and kind of like moves in it from the force of something hitting it. You can tell.
Do we the sparkly bits? Do we see what the sparkly bits are now that there's light in the room?
There's still nothing there, but they do still keep coming in and out of focus. It almost like lightning bugs, but it's definitely not a lightning bug.
Can I do like an Arcana check or something to see if I recognize what this is?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check. So you know it's very similar to the Minor Illusion spell, but it's not exactly that. But it's in the same sort of illusory field of magic. You've seen similar effects like that with the Dancing Lights spell, and you would assume that it's probably something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely a magical source is creating this. You can tell that. You can feel the energy in the air.
Jack, can you get rid of magic? That's something you packed in your bag today? Jet.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that?
Can you get rid of magic? Is that something you can do? Is that a thing that you have? No, yeah, no,
Nah.
me.
Nah.
I don't unpack that either.
No, I'm not very,
I'm
not very good at
it's in my other set of shoes.
Stuff.
All right. Well, Dancing Lights isn't a terrible spell. More worried that it might be hiding something. There's definitely something in here, though. It's magical in nature. So just be careful, Gareth, when you start deciding you want to hurt things.
Right.
Can I do Minor Illusion? Let's do a Minor Illusion by the boxes and just make like a loud, startling, clattery sound.
Sure.
To see if we can spook whatever might be back behind there to come out.
Sure. Minor Illusion's not going to be like a loud noise, but you're able to create a little bit, and you're able to.
Minor Illusion can
This says a lion's roar. That's pretty fucking loud.
I guess that's pretty loud. All right. I was thinking that was like thaumaturgy, like that's like the loud, like booming.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so you make like a loud noise, and you see. Make a perception check for me.
Perception.
Damn it! Now
okay,
I have that song stuck in my head.
You notice you create the minor illusion kind of where you see some of the boxes, and you notice 4 separate, definite trails of where something went. 4 different, unique trails where you saw boxes move, but you still didn't see anything.
All right,
but
guys.
You could tell that whatever it was is not just a single thing. It's probably 4 different things that moved from the center of where you created the minor illusion.
All right, guys. So
size?
Good news is there's only
you don't
4
know.
of them.
But it definitely moved boxes. It's big enough to move a box.
Bad news is I think they're invisible, and I haven't quite figured out how to get around that part yet.
Invisible rats.
Larger than a rat.
I mean, I could just burn them.
We're not burning to the ground yet.
What's the basement? Is it stone walls in the basement? Is it like if she goes all fire down, is the building going to be standing at the end of this? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Most likely not.
Okay. Let's
That'd
reel
be a little
back.
counterproductive.
I have nothing for this particular situation. So, Gareth,
Yeah.
I mean, if you just start poking around, you're bound to hit something sooner. I got nothing here, man. They're invisible. They're here. I can kind of see where they've been, but I have no idea where they are. I mean, when I cast that, they scattered a bit. But
so you're telling me we're dealing with invisible rats that can move boxes.
I mean, let's shoot for
That's
swinging.
probably magical, and you want me to just start swinging a sword
I mean,
blindly?
roughly about 3 foot high off the ground.
Have you seen what this thing does to a person?
I mean, if they're down here, they're not supposed to be. Don't hit one of us. You can still see us.
I mean, the sword's kind of bright.
Yeah, I'm hoping if maybe you stick one of them on accident, then we'd be able to see it. This is our option.
You spellcasty magic users, can't you do like
I am
something?
a thief.
My magic is for hurting people.
How big is this basement?
It is 15 by 20.
Do you have like a force blast or anything like that, Jet, that you can use? Something non-fire based?
Um,
Alright, you guys are ridiculous. I sheathe my short sword
I have to target a creature.
and start prying open boxes where
I can-
there was movement.
Okay, so you take like 2 steps forward to go start prying over some boxes at the far end of this basement, and you take a step forward, and it's like the entire basement just changes landscape. It is now an enormous cavern, probably about 150 feet tall, and there you can't even see to the other side of this cavern. There's this stream going across the middle, and you see like a bridge going over the stream, and there's a clear path leading towards this bridge and beyond.
I am positive
I
a character in a past
don't
life drowned
know.
somebody in that stream. Very specific someone.
I don't move.
You don't move at all.
I don't move my head. I hardly breathe.
Everybody
I-
else sees the same thing.
Oh, so that broke the illusion, so now we all see what's going on.
Well,
Guys, are you
you
there?
guys all see the room just kind of open up into this giant cavern, kind of like before your eyes.
But looking back, we still see the ladder out, like it's still
Yeah.
there.
Yep, still there.
I'm gonna have it known I have not looked back yet.
I would have been like, what the fuck? Okay, still got a way out. Good.
Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here, man. We're all,
You're seeing this? Yes?
Yeah.
I mean, it's, different. It's
I
kinda
back away slowly.
less wood. Let's go. I mean, you no need to back away. Let's just, keep things the way they're going.
I want to put it back.
Well, let the cat out of the bag, so we're kind of stuck with this now.
Right.
Besides, it's just rats, so there's nothing to worry about.
Clearly,
Magical,
just right.
invisible rats.
Do I know what
Magical,
Goes from
invisible,
rats.
transdimensional rats.
could cause
It went
this,
from
or what kind
rats.
of magic this is, or what kind of...
To invisible rats. To illusion casting magical invisible rats. That's a big step.
Like, do I know how powerful this spell would have to be, or like how powerful the person would have
This
to be
is
to cast
not something that you're familiar with. It's, from what you can tell, like if this is some sort of a portal or a dimensional door of some sort, it would be a fairly high level spell, but you're not familiar with this spell
Well, all right.
at this point.
How big is this? How big is
I mean, it's a large cavern, probably 150 feet, like cubic feet, so 150
Cool. So I'm just
across
gonna-
up. Yeah.
Take a couple steps up and be like, hello.
Okay, so you take a few steps up and you hit into what feels like a wall. You literally just like run right into a wall.
Does it feel like a wall?
It feels exactly like a wall. You feel boxes, you feel the shelves.
But I don't see a wall.
Make a DC 13 or make a DC check, investigation check.
I watch him walk face first into nothing
Face-
and just laugh.
I mean, I
Yeah.
would have taken careful steps forward. I didn't go just running into the thing.
Sure. You don't understand what's going on. What you're feeling and what you're seeing is not the same
I
thing.
do not recognize. I'm still gonna yell. I'm still gonna yell hello. I guess.
Okay. Hello.
See if anything.
And you hear a few small snickers from behind you.
Is it them? Are they snickering at me? Is
Yes.
Theron and Gareth laughing? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to walk up next to him and kind of like knock on the. Like, does it have the same impact on me?
Make an investigation check.
This is
We're
supposed to
not
have another.
equipped to handle this kind of problem. We are killers and thieves, and this is.
I'm not handling the problem, but I am going to use minor illusion to
I'm
make an
supposed to have a
echoing
plus
hello
10
say something back to him.
investigation.
Oh, it's funny.
So technically, it's a 27
How is that a 27?
because my feat grants me another plus 5 to my
Oh, right.
investigation and my perception checks.
Right. Okay. So as you start looking
stick
at
with
some
mod.
things, over, the whatever was causing this cavern sort of dissipates, and you are back into your room. But only for you. Everybody else still sees this giant cavern. But you definitely can tell at this point that it was some sort of illusory magic causing you to see just this giant cavern. It wasn't actually ever there.
Some illusion, because I don't know that they're not back in it. Can't fool me.
Are you alright,
Yeah.
Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back in the
Definitely.
room.
Definitely still in that room that we've been in this whole time.
Exactly.
I'm
No
still
cavern.
using minor illusion to make his voice sound like it's echoing.
I'd like to reach down and like try to grab some dust or dirt,
Okay.
and then I'd like to throw it.
Okay. So you throw like a bunch of dirt that's just kind of accumulated there out into the cavern.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an investigation check or an investigation check.
That was the wrong button. Dang
What
it.
do I see him trying to do?
just pick up some dirt and throw it.
Where is it?
Gareth,
Okay,
what are you doing?
investigation. Not intimidation. That's the one.
Okay. And so it hits, and then you see this just kind of like dissipate, and you see the original cellar basement area as well. You can still kind of see like a faint like overlay of this cavern, but you can tell it's clearly not real. It's like yeah, it's like if somebody put the transparency way up on the cavern.
Got it.
All right, give me just a few minutes here, guys. I gotta go let my dog out. So let's take 5.
Who
Take
let
5.
the dogs out?
Just
knows when Buck's gonna show back up.
Yeah, no, he'll show up eventually.
Um,
Just in time to let us know how a rule works.
yeah.
That was awesome.
That's why I clarified.
No, that's
Like-
good. That's good.
Wait, I can
Hey, I'm
do
not.
that.
I'm not an expert on the rules. I get a lot of stuff wrong, so don't ever feel bad about asking me or questioning my
All right,
Authority.
Jet.
a rule judgment. So
Jet, I've only heard of this done once, but you have the ability to cast magic missile at the darkness. I hear it does good things.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I can cast like if we're just taking shots in the literal shots in the dark, I can cast cantrips.
I guess magic missile at the darkness. What's that from?
It's that old D&D cartoon where they're like talking about like it's like Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy Black Mage
Yeah.
playing D&D with other like Nintendo 2D characters. You walk into a room and it's completely dark. I cast magic missile at the darkness. You do what? I cast magic missile at the darkness.
It hits.
Yeah.
You hit the darkness.
I want to go to the bar. Is there any women there? Because so I want to do them. Yeah. All right. Well, can I do like another investigation check? Like, how does this work?
Sure. Go ahead, make
If I
another
tell you that
investigation
it's an
check.
illusion, does
Yeah.
that help him at all?
Make a
I'm
persuasion
like,
check.
li-
Because he's convinced it's an illusion, or it's not an illusion.
No, I
Go ahead,
know
make
it's
a
an
persuasion
illusion.
check.
If I stick my hand out and feel a wall, but I see a cavern.
It's conflicting. It's conflicting. You've got 5 senses, and a couple of them are telling you it's one thing.
All right, investigation again. Let's go.
Or make a persuasion check, Jet, to help him with the investigation. Okay. Okay.
13.
So you are able to now see past the illusion and understand that yes, you for sure still are within the confines of the basement
All right. Well,
that you originally entered.
Yeah,
good
eyes
thing we
have
didn't
been
just
opened.
start setting things on fire. Yet. I want to know what this is, but I don't know how to do it.
I wanna know what love is.
Guys, I have a very, very specific skill set, and this is outside of
Do this for me though. Actually, everybody roll initiative for me.
it. Great.
Because
Thanks
I just
for
want
pushing this along.
let's just get this out of the way first. Okay. 13, 14.
16.
Yeah, 16. Gareth, how do you have a crap initiative?
Good question. My dex is only a +1.
No, I guess. I feel like fighters just naturally get.
You need to take
Better
that
initiative.
feat for whatever it is, +5 to initiative or whatever it is.
Nah, I don't need it.
Alert.
You're the fighter. You need to go first.
Alert.
Mine's actually
It's okay. Let's see. Should I just roll initiative for Theron then?
mine's
Yeah,
actually
let's-
22, if that makes a difference.
Oh, I'm gonna get blamed for that one. Theron got an 8.
You
Guess
should
who's
be able
going
to
last.
add.
Does it, can you just make sure that mine's a 22, not a 21?
Oh.
Because it's supposed to
Why?
be plus my for tactical wit. It's supposed to be plus my intelligence modifier.
Oh,
There's got to be a
It
way to
just
change that in the sheet too.
I feel like there should be, but there's not, apparently. Hang on.
so also it says you can give yourself a bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your intelligence modifier. So I feel like it's still plus my dexterity and my. So
I
it says
thought
it's
I
bonus.
added that. I thought I added
It's
that.
not. So I should. So really, it should be plus 8, which is
Wait.
25.
Wait, what? How are you getting plus 8 now?
Because I'm supposed to, for tactical wit, I get a plus 5 to my initiative, a bonus.
Okay.
So then, but it's also my dex and my proficiency. Oh wait, not just one.
You
Never
don't
mind,
get
just 6.
proficiency.
Sorry.
Okay,
23.
so it should be plus 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me see
Might
if there's
be.
any way for me to...
I would like a plus 20 to my initiative
No,
roll,
that
please.
doesn't work.
Yeah, sure.
Just give me all the initiative. All of it. Yes, thank you.
I'd like to go
Tactical
first
wit.
every time. Thank you.
Where does
This
that?
doesn't
Where
make
does
sense.
tactical wit from?
I heard class. I can't edit your
Being a war
initiative, and it
mage.
makes me angry. I can't edit, like, anything. Oh, that makes sense. Alright, I'm dumb. Don't
Are you
ask.
done being angry?
Anyway, I'm done being stupid. Yep. Alright. Okay, everybody set there. So, right.
What's it? I'm sorry. While we're waiting, Jet, what's that under? Is it a spellcast like
It's a part of my war magic.
war magic?
It's
There it is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's part of her class.
Tactical wit. I just want to read what it does.
Oh, yeah.
I
Alright,
feel like
so
I can
Jet,
help it.
what would you like to do, Jet?
So what do I understand from what's going on? Like, I guess
You know
I
that
need
there
to
are
make a decision.
four creatures down here that are presumably invisible because you haven't seen them yet. They are definitely some sort of magical creature or can cast magical spells, as you have seen the dancing lights and you've seen the illusion spell with the cavern. But you don't see them right now.
Uh,
They appear to be hiding, like, kind of around some of the boxes that are down in the cellar. But even above that, you still can't see them. They seem to be invisible.
so I'm gonna hurl a bubble of acid at the last box that I saw move.
Oh, that's a little
A-
extreme,
a
but yes,
bubble-
I like it.
A bubble of acid, so acid splash, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so... Alright, so you need to just do that, and they need to make saving throws. Hang on one second. And
And it's not
dexterity
10.
saving throws, right?
Yeah,
Dexterity
but
saving
it's not
throws.
10. It's 15.
Right. Okay, so two of them fail their saving throw, and they take how much? Go ahead and roll for the acid damage. 5
Decent.
acid damage. Okay. All right, that's those two. All right.
Like, do I see them now?
Nope. Nope.
Do they make noise?
They do. They make like kind of like a small shrieking noise, and then you see like some of the acid just like kind of roll off, and then they scurry off further down, like kind of down the way behind some other boxes. Oh, why did it do that? Hang on. Here. All right. And so the one creature comes out from behind the box, and you get a quick glimpse of it before it lets out this breath towards you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Who?
Jet, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, so that fails. Hang on, let's see what happens here. Okay, so you get this kind of like cloud of smoke and something just like shoots out from his mouth directly towards you, and you kind of inhale it just like as a gasp, and it kind of took you by surprise just seeing this creature come out of nowhere, and you get this, just everything starts going kind of fuzzy and weird. You start kind of becoming a little bit delusional and don't really know how to react.
Hey man, you want to get high?
Basically, you're stoned out of your mind right now. And that is his turn. And the next one...
Did any of us Did anyone else
Yes.
see the thing?
You guys would all at this point see it as it became visible to make its breath attack at Jet. The other one is going to make a bite attack at you, Jet. And that is going to hit. And it deals 1 point of damage. As this tiny little creature...
That's fine.
As this tiny little creature it becomes visible, jumps off a box, and just with its teeth bearing down, just grabs onto your wrist and just chomps in. It really doesn't even hurt that much. It's literally 1 point of damage, and it's just kind of like hanging there on your arm right now. And you can get a decent look at it right now, and it definitely looks to be a dragon. It's a very small dragon. You would know them to be fairy dragons. They are kind of a trickster, jokester type of creature in most cases, and they won't usually cause harm unless they are harmed themselves. And you know this. You know this as a wizard. You've seen them before in various academies. A lot of wizards keep them as study pets, things like that.
I want one of these things so bad now. Are they sentient?
That is his turn.
Can you talk to them?
They do know a few languages, and they are a very intelligent creature. Whether you know a language that they know, that's another thing. Unless you know Draconic or Sylvan.
Oh, hang on. So, comprehend languages.
Yes.
Does that allow me to speak said language?
No, just to understand it.
No, that's
Just understand.
tongues.
Tongues, okay. Damn.
Yep. That just lets you read and understand languages. It does not let you actually speak them.
All right. But we can see these things now.
You can see two of them, yes.
What kind of do like fairy dragons have types like metal or colors?
They are. These ones have a slight reddish hue to them. So they are red fairy dragons.
Red.
Red.
Good to know.
However, the colors don't necessarily like with full blown dragons. Like colors a lot like dictate their behavior. Fairy dragons normally it's not that night and day. Like the red dragons aren't that much different than the blues or the greens.
Right.
They're all mostly like they're called fairy dragons for a reason. They're very fey oriented, and they're very like trickster, jokester type creatures. Very similar to fairies or pixies or fae of any sort.
That don't speak common.
They don't speak common, correct?
Well, then we gotta kill them. All right.
Wow.
If I can't communicate, I can't save them.
The third one comes out of his invisibility and makes a breath attack at Gareth.
Bring it.
Wait, that was my turn? I didn't get to attack anything?
You didn't have a turn yet.
Oh, it says my turn on the thing. It says turn, Robin.
Oh, well, that's wrong.
Okay.
It skipped over one that it shouldn't have. So,
Got it.
and you are going to have to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Excellent. Skills. No, saving throw.
Nope. Main.
Yep. Oh my gosh,
Sweet.
my roll.
Sweet.
This is so exciting. Sorry,
And
guys.
you as well. You just get this euphoric, like, feeling about you as this cloud of like smoke and mist just hits you in the face, and you start like you don't really care about anything actually.
Guys, that's it.
Basically.
That's the melody to Funky Town.
What do I do with my hands?
Robin, it is now your turn.
I have a dagger.
Sword cane. You have a sword cane.
Coming up. I'm not using my sword cane on these.
Oh my gosh. You guys. Oh, too funny.
I don't have anything for this, guys. This is not
I
my
was not
wheelhouse.
prepared. I was not prepared for this.
I mean, you could try to inspire us or something to not
Yeah,
get
we'll
high.
get to that. That's a bonus action.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Inspiring people is a bonus action. All right, so for my bonus action, I guess I'll inspire Gareth.
Yeah.
Alright. Gareth, you have inspiration.
Heck yeah, I do.
All right.
You can mark it so it shows up on your character too,
That's right, I can.
because they give you a big old star on your
Where?
sheet.
Yeah,
Main page.
little check mark there. I see that. It says insp.
Yep.
Check.
And then I will throw a dagger at
The darkness.
the closest target, whichever one's closest to me, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. The closest one to you would be Fairy Dragon 4.
All right, and that's control click, right? Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Dagger.
And that is a
I'm gonna
miss.
use luck
So
to
close.
reroll that,
Okay.
because that's a thing I can do. Because I'm not
It is.
dying. This
Oh, goddamn fairies.
basement.
To rats on steroids. All right.
Didn't sign up for this
So-
shit.
You throw one dagger and it just clanks off the ground, and you're like, no. And then you throw another one and it just sticks right in. And it lets out like this just real tiny shriek-ish noise, and goes and tries to pull the dagger out of its back.
Hang on, I gotta check this because I don't know anyway. You can expend whenever. So can I use Psychic Blades on it right now? It doesn't say that it's a
I
bonus
think so.
action. It just says I can do it.
Yeah, you have to. I think so. You have to use an expenditure of bardic inspiration,
Right.
but I think yes, you can use psychic.
So I'll do that.
Does it have to be a melee attack? That's the only question I have.
Oh, hang on. That is. Oh, that's not a melee attack because I threw it.
Just weapon attacks. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, so that doesn't matter if it's melee or ranged. So yes, you could add 2d6. So go ahead and roll 2d6. Jeez, nice. And that's on this guy. 9 points of damage.
Yeah, we need to make
And
that like a
that
thing.
that will finish that one off. It hits, and he goes and tries to pull the dagger out, and then you hear him just grab his head and just shriek, and then he falls unconscious to the ground.
For my movement, I'm going to go pick up my dagger.
Okay.
And I'm going to point menacingly at the next one.
All right.
You're next, motherfucker.
You're next.
2 ways this goes down.
Gareth, it is your turn. However, you just kind of wander around, just like looking up around at the sky in just random directions. You don't seem to have a purpose to your movements, and you are completely just walking around doing nothing right now.
Excellent.
And that's your turn. The last fairy dragon is going to. Hang on 1 second. What is that noise?
Book making popping sounds.
Oh, gotcha.
Pop it, drop it like.
1 second here.
What is there a master of the fairy dragons that we missed?
No. No, there's not.
That's a terrifying thought.
Considering it's 2-on-3 right now, because half the party's stoned out of their fucking mind.
Hey, don't be jealous.
I mean, I am a little bit.
No, but you see the one fairy dragon come out from behind one of the boxes, and he is going to make a. Hang on. Where is that? God damn. Sometimes. Alright. Nice.
I'm a little worried that the whole party just died.
Okay, so Robin, you are blinded as this last one comes out from behind a box, and he just releases this blast of color spray just everywhere, and you are unable to see anything for.
It's not even a save, it's just fuck you, round eye. Great.
Basically. Well, he had to roll to see how many hit points of a creature he could affect, and
He affected all of mine.
You are affected, and you are now considered blinded. You are blinded. There we go. And Theron, it is your turn.
So what do I see that's going on?
So you saw Jet throw an acid blast off to the left-hand side of the basement, and as she did that, one fairy dragon leapt out and latched onto her arm. Another one blasted this breath attack at her, and she just went completely euphoric. After that, let's see, Robin. Oh, another one came out of invisibility and did the same thing to Gareth. Then Robin took a knife and stuck into one of the creatures and killed it instantly. And then the last little tiny dragon creature just blinded Robin with a blast of color explosion to his face. But there were 4 small dragon-like creatures that had been invisible at the time, but after Jet made an attack that hit them, they retaliated.
Damn, I kind of want one as a pet.
Right?
I said that too, but I can't talk to him, so I had to go with killing and murder.
Only options.
Look, animal
Actually,
handling is far
Farron-
down the list.
No, I don't know. Theron, what's your languages?
I gotta check that.
Hell, I don't even know mine. Where is that listed?
No, you don't have it.
Because I've got, I know I've
Don't-
got
no, no, no,
Elven
no.
and Common.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get another language.
No. Nope.
I know what I do have.
What do you have?
Better be a beaten stick for a dragon.
It's a mini dragon.
Small dragon.
I got something that creates bright, shiny lights.
Do you have dancing lights? Is that what you have?
No, I've got minor illusion, but I could use it to
Oh,
make little
yeah.
floating sparkles.
Or you could attack. I'm just saying that's a thing. It's in the realm of
I
possibility.
mean, yeah, I guess I can attack them. But man, it'd be really useful to have a pet that could just make whatever I'm trying to sneak past stoned as fuck.
He's got a point.
I mean,
Look, we can, not 100% kill them, but at least knock them all so that they don't continue to get us all stoned and blind.
alright. I'll go over to one of those over there off to the side.
All right.
Let's see what I can do.
That's a hit. All right, and that's 7 points of damage. Another one, that's a hit. And that is another 7 points of damage. So you go up and you just boom, boom, and it just knocked out. Instantly, motionless, unconscious. That poor thing.
You should feel bad.
Actually, I hit it with the sword, and then
Oh, yeah, that's right.
roundhouse. I
That's right.
roundhouse kick it into the wall.
Wait, I
And
thought
it
it was
just
called
goes-
kick to the nads.
It just goes flying and just plasters up against the wall. It just like falls down slowly.
Did it make a squeak?
Yes. Jet, it is your turn. You currently have a little dragon holding on to your forearm right now with his teeth.
But I'm also high AF, right?
You are, and you spend your entire turn just walking around.
I'm trying to get Cheetos. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
You're like, I
Where are the
need something to
Cheetos?
snack on. Where's this?
Cheetos?
Guys, I've been thinking about this spell for a long time for a puffed corn treat that tastes like cheese.
But I want it crunchy, not the
Pros and cons. What do you guys think?
And
Oh my god.
that is your turn.
I
This
can't
guy.
feel my face.
Yeah, that's a stroke.
I can't feel my face when I'm with you.
That's a stroke.
That's the
God.
only thing I can ever think of when I hear that song is the meme where it shows him saying, "I can't feel my face when I'm with you," and Dr. House saying, "That's a stroke. You're having a stroke." Anyway,
Ridiculous.
hang on one second. Okay, so I want Robin I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Dude, guys, if we all get stoned, we're fucked.
Death by mini bites of dragons.
Huh.
Yeah, it sounds funny now.
Luck. Call luck. Hard luck. I didn't grab that from the right side of the table, but it doesn't matter.
Man.
You suck.
Wisdom, not my strong suit.
Hang on
Apparently.
one second. And so the creature literally just like leaps up and it's on your shoulder and it just whispers something into your ear, and you can't really understand it, but for some reason you just get this just compulsion that you should try to inspire this creature.
Oh, that's going to be my last one, too.
And
Is that
that's
what
his
happens?
turn. Well, that's his turn.
Oh, okay.
It's not your turn yet. Let's see. He is going to. He's the one that is. Oh yeah, he's dead. He's dead. That's right.
Or dying.
Or dying. Yes, he's unconscious. Robin, it is your turn, and you know, as much as you don't want to, since you can't even see anything, but you use a bardic inspiration on Fairy Dragon 1.
So bad.
So bad. And that is your bonus action. What would you like to do with your action?
I can't see yet, can I? Am I still blind?
You can't see it, no.
I thought Gareth was blinded.
No,
I'm
Robin's
high.
blind.
Oh,
I am high
he's
as fuck.
high. I'm blind.
He's got
You-
the blinded
you said-
effects on him.
Yep, I do have the blinded effects on him. It meant to be on,
Wow.
yeah.
Am I still at disadvantage for an attack when when I'm in contact with the thing that I'm about to
Yes.
stab?
Yes.
I'm still gonna try and stab it.
Go ahead.
Um,
So that'd be Fairy Dragon 1 is the one sitting on your shoulder.
great.
Does he look cool though? With it sitting on his shoulder?
I mean, it's pretty sweet looking. Like you
I feel like
can
this-
see it,
I feel like
especially
this has
in your
to be the
in your.
dagger still, because like the cane would be unwieldy in such
Yeah.
close quarters.
In your current state of mind, you're like, God, that is so awesome. I wish I could look that cool. And that does not hit. So you make a stab, and it just kind of like leaps out of the way. Doesn't quite hit.
I say, fuck off, you're riding the dragons.
And that inspires it.
Yeah, apparently.
Gareth, I need you to roll a d6.
Heck yeah.
5. Okay, so roll me a wisdom save.
You have inspiration.
You do have inspiration.
I will
that,
use it.
Just that you don't need to.
Okay.
That succeeds, and you are able to snap yourself out of the stone state, and you just kind of
The
come to like,
fog.
whoa, what just happened? But that is your turn.
Oh,
Just in time for Fairy Dragon number 2 to get you high again.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's only funny because it's true.
One second here.
You still have your inspiration, so it might not.
I do.
That's true.
Fairy Dragon 2
You came out of that.
runs up your side and onto your shoulder as well.
Me?
And it starts whispering something into your ear. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Another one. Okay.
Oh, barely. But if you don't really understand what it's saying, but you can tell that it wants you to do something, and you just kind of shrug it off, and you are not affected by that spell.
And punch it in the face.
Theron,
with my
Theron, it is your
sword.
turn.
I can't target Fairy Dragon 3.
Oh, I'll take care of it for you.
No, I don't want to target myself.
There you go.
Who am I closer to?
So Fairy Dragon 2, yeah, you'd be closer to Robin. You'd be closer to Robin. That's the one that's on Robin's shoulder right now.
Maybe don't use the short sword.
Hey man, I'm blind. I can't see it coming. Go for it. If ever there was a time that I was going to stand perfectly still, this would be it.
Yeah, alright, I'll give it a shot.
Ooh.
Jesus
not have been
Christ.
That may not have been the best idea.
That's close. That's close. Okay. And are you doing an unarmed attack?
Of course.
And that misses. So both of them miss. So you try. You're like, man, I should just go. And you take a stab at it, and you're just being a little too careful to actually hit it. And you don't hit Robin. It's close, but you don't hit Robin. But you also don't hit
I am going to use a free action to point at the Fairy Dragon and go, bad. No.
it looks at you as just like very confused. Jet, it is your turn. Roll me a d6.
I was gonna roll an investigation check to see if I found Cheetos, but
Yeah, go ahead.
You continue to search. You continue to
Go
search
ahead
for
and look for your
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Continue.
I find no
You
Cheetos.
There's no Cheetos down here. There are some communion crackers. Little stale, but you find them in a box. Fairy
So
Dragon 1.
So,
Hang on 1 second. Okay. Theron, I need you to make a wisdom
number
saving
one.
throw. Ooh.
God damn.
Yeah, my rolls suck now.
Hang on 1 second.
They've been better than mine.
Well, at least you're not high anymore.
I mean,
Hang on 1
yeah.
second.
I mean, I guess I don't know if
You
that's a good thing or
assume.
not, though. I mean,
Theron,
in real life, or
as a reaction to avoiding your stabs and you telling it no,
no.
it looks at you and it makes some weird noise and you feel yourself just start to shrink, just uncontrollably down, and you notice your hands just turn into small paws, and you grow this dark black fur, and you notice a tail, and you seem very agile right now, but you are also very small as you are turned into a cat.
I feel like my high ass is like, whoa.
Whoa. That just happened, man.
Do I have any higher dexterity?
You have the stats of a cat.
I don't know what the dexterity of a cat is.
There. No. You have a 15 dex.
You want to know what's really funny?
What's that?
I'm a cat with monk levels.
Natural
attacks.
weapons are not unarmed attacks.
I don't have to use the natural weapons.
What else are you going to use?
Tail strike for 1d4 plus 2.
Tail strike.
What the heck?
Tail strike. Nice. Okay. That is his turn. And he is done. Dying still. Robin, it is your turn.
Still blind?
No, you're no longer blind. You were able to wipe out the color spray, and you have a fairy dragon sitting on your shoulder, and a cat behind you.
If you kick the cat, the monk comes back.
Sounds dirty. Kind of. Which is the one that's on my shoulder? 2?
Fairy dragon 1.
1. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What? No, target. There we go. Targeting Fairy Dragon 1.
Grapple it.
You're mine.
That's less damage if I grapple
I
it.
just think it's funny.
You grapple it, and then you tell it, no, bad.
No.
Ooh,
Jesus.
that is a miss.
Should have grappled it.
I
Probably
mean,
check
they're
out.
hard little guys to hit, you know?
Apparently.
They're hard little guys to hit.
I mean, yeah, well, that's my deal.
All right. That's your turn. Are you doing any movement or anything else? Bonus action?
No, I got nothing for a bonus action.
All right. Gareth, you are snapped out of your euphoric state of mind and are fully aware of your surroundings. What would you like to do?
Oh, fully aware of my surroundings, you say?
Well, you know, as much as you can be. Coming
Okay.
out you're high.
So I will take a swing at the one that's on the bard.
Okay.
Last time we did this, you tried to cut my head off.
I know.
You may still be trying to do that.
Maybe this time I won't miss.
Oh God. No net one. No net one.
That's what got us into this position in the first place, is saying that.
Oh,
No
that's
one.
right. Oh my god, I
It
forgot
can't
about
happen 2 times now. So.
Right, it can't
Yes,
happen.
yes,
Go
it
ahead.
can.
All right.
Make your attack.
that. Which one is it? Fairy Dragon 1 or 2?
One.
Sorry, I don't have a map up. Is there a map?
No.
Just go to the combat tracker. You can control
Okay.
click the actual dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gareth,
that's
come
what
on.
I thought. Fairy Dragon 1,
No,
not
don't
Robin.
target
Not
me.
Robin.
Don't target Robin.
We just
Okay.
had this whole conversation.
All right, here
We
we
just
Go that
discussed
one.
this.
Big money, no whammy, and nice.
That hits. That hits. Roll your damage.
go. I will use a.
Calm down. It's
little-
already wounded.
No, I can choose to just add a little extra damage to it.
Do you need to? Is the question.
Probably not. Probably not. We'll just roll this.
Oh.
Of course, you get a 1.
Right?
Okay. Make your other attack on it. That's a hit.
Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
And that takes care of that. So you swing at it with your longsword and you shear off its tail and then come off with the short sword and just pierce it right off and then just like flick it at the wall as it just splatters.
Where's the other one?
The other one is currently hanging on Jet's arm
I'm going to
right now.
I'm gonna do what's the name of that ability?
Action surge.
Action Surge. That's the one. Thank you. I'll learn one of these days. I'm gonna do that and attack that one.
Okay.
That one's unconscious.
It's Fairy Dragon 2. Yeah.
Unselect that one.
That's a hit.
Thank you for not hitting me.
Hey, go ahead and put that extra damage on. Oh, never mind.
I mean, I probably should have. But
That's all right. Now I'll just attack you.
That's a hit as well. And that does it.
stupid
Jesus.
freaking dragons.
Do a lot of damage. Yeah, and you just like cleave it right off right off of Jet's arm, and she's like, "Hey, man, that was like almost my arm."
Still trying to find Cheetos.
Still no Cheetos in the area. Still no
I'm going to
Cheetos.
walk over to the fairy dragon that is in the best condition and start
That
licking
would
its
be
wounds.
that would be Fairy Dragon 3, which is
Hey,
unconscious but still in one piece.
Where did this cat come from?
Does that go away when the dragon's dead, or there's still a cat here?
Oh no! Oh no! There's still a dragon
Cause,
there.
Because if I'm stuck as a cat, as a monk, it's going to be real interesting.
Hang on 1 second. I could be wrong, but let me just double check. It is so. It is concentration. So as the one falls, you do reassume. I didn't.
Okay.
First, it's true polymorph. That's not
Yeah.
concentration. Okay. Yeah.
And that's like
and
a
it's
ninth level.
permanent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
That's
is-
like
yeah,
boom.
it's ninth
Okay.
level, and it is
So-
a thing that happens to
so-
you.
As that happens, the monk
I-
reappears out of the cat form.
And I
didn't
will
know you
go over
could do
to
that.
the one that looks like it's
Right.
in the best condition,
Yep.
and kind of I'll pick it up and kind of bandage it up a little bit. And
Go ahead and
Just
make
kinda-
a medicine check.
I'm actually not bad at medicine.
Okay. You're able to do it. It's not a lot of like actual physical trauma damage. It's just it's been knocked unconscious at this point. You're able to bandage up the few wounds that it does have, but it's still currently unconscious, though it is stable at this point.
I'm just gonna kind of bind it.
Tuck it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Bind it.
Well,
It is
I
a
mean,
tiny creature.
Put
so
a gag on it. I mean, as much as I like
I'll-
being high as a kite, I'd rather
I'll
not.
I'll make a little muzzle and kind of muzzle it and just lay it in the top of my backpack and take it.
Okay. All right. So you fashion a muzzle out of some cloth and make sure it can't make any noise, so pretty much eliminates the spell casting aspect of it, and tie it up and away you go. You currently are in possession of a bound fairy dragon.
I rolled a
Unconscious but stable.
23 on my
Very
Cheeto
good.
check.
On your 23 on your Cheeto check. You are able to find some very, very tasty non-stale communion crackers down in the basement that you immediately start devouring.
No.
Wait. I have a quick question. Do you have the cantrip prestidigitation?
No, I don't.
You can make things like taste different that way,
Yeah.
so you could like make things
You
cheesy.
could literally make anything taste like Cheetos.
I'm
All
not
right,
even
so
sure
I
I
will.
could cast it right now.
I'm gonna gather up the other three, right?
Yep.
Hey there, just if you really, are you gonna keep that thing? That's your plan here. All right,
I'm
well, like
gonna
hide it or something, because we gotta walk through anything with the. All right, great. So I'm gonna gather up the other three and start heading out.
Okay.
I'm gonna Gareth
So-
and be like, he was a cat.
It's funny.
You guys, Robin, you grab the tails of the other three fairy dragons and start heading up the stairs, and you get to the top of the stairwell, and there is the priest, and he's just like kind of like shocked, like I heard so many weird noises coming from down there.
Oh yeah, no.
Like-
So I'm gonna get to the top and just be like, I guess these are the most good for nothing varmint type dragonish things. I mean, they look small, but very, very difficult to deal with. But we got them. We had 3 of them down there. Not quite
Wow.
an infestation, if you would. But well, here you
Enough
go.
to,
You can.
enough
Here,
to cause issues. I
Maybe
don't want them.
here.
Before
No, really. I
leaving,
mean, it's just maybe you can find a.
I
Feels
take
like there
gas.
should be some kind of trade.
I'll take those if he doesn't want them.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna look around down there and just make sure there aren't any nests or eggs or anything like that.
Make an investigation check.
I'm not great at investigation,
Your high friend
but
is.
I rolled well.
You did roll well. You take a search, and you can definitely see where they were actually starting to nest down. There was some straw, and they even had a few gold pieces in there, and you gain 3 gold pieces from the nest. They were starting a little hoard. Hey, they're dragons, right? Dragons gonna hoard.
I'm gonna tell the
Dragons
priest that
gonna
this
hoard.
is. I'm gonna tell the priest that this is the best temple I've ever been to.
But no, honestly, if the guy doesn't want them, and the other fairy dragons are dead, I will keep them.
Okay.
So how long does this effect last?
For 1 minute.
Oh,
You're almost done being stoned.
You're almost done being
Sweet.
stoned. Yeah. You're starting to
Dang
come down from your stoned status. And Assad says, well, I really do appreciate that. I think we're pretty much all ready. If you'll just join me over here, and you go back over to the main temple area where they have cleared out some of the pews. They have a large drawing of the sun in the middle of this of this temple, and they say, please, if you would stand in the middle.
Yeah. I was thinking it was going to be something a little smaller than this.
No, this is not something that we can do in small manner. This is not an easy thing.
Well, okay.
And on the 8 points of the sun diagram that's there, you see 8 priests surrounding you at this point, each with interlocked hands as they begin a chant. You don't really understand the words that they're saying. It's not in common or a language that you're familiar with, but it's a repetitive chant at some point, and Assad takes a step towards the center with you, and he's got a handful of a dull dust that seems to kind of be pulsing. It almost looks like dirt at first, but then it starts to glow, and it becomes brighter as the chanting becomes more powerful and a little bit louder. With that, he takes it and he spreads it across the shirt that you're wearing, right across your chest, and then right across your forehead as well, in a very ritualistic manner. With that, you start developing a really strong cough. It's almost uncontrollable, and and as it grows, as the chant kind of reaches a pinnacle, you start to cough, and you actually vomit up a dark, oozy substance that hits the ground, and it is immediately consumed by like a light from the different points of the symbol that's on the ground. And it dissipates and disappears. As the chanting subsides, the 2 priests actually end up passing out. They were not prepared for this, as the other 6 kind of rushed to their side, and Assad, looking a little drained as he was, he says we really appreciate the help. I was glad that you came around, and I'm glad that we could get this, whatever it was, out of you. If there's anything you can do to stop this from spreading, you must. Chernobog is not a deity to be trifled with. He is destruction incarnate, and will stop at nothing to destroy this world.
Yeah. That was interesting.
So if we know more people who are poisoned,
Yeah.
can we bring them to you?
This is not something that can be done on a quick basis. It's not.
So is there a?
It drains us physically. It drains us in spiritual ways. It is not something that we can just repetitively do. But we will help as many as we can.
Is there another? Like, is there any other way to go about getting rid of this?
Not that I'm familiar with.
And it won't naturally dissipate over time, I'm assuming.
Unless Inti wills it to.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, so we're kind of.
Yeah.
I don't really know how he feels about it, but there's quite a few folks.
And we will help who we can. If their deeds are in line with what our God desires.
Oh yeah, they're all top-notch people, pillars of the
I
community and whatnot.
Well, that's not for me to decide.
All right, well we'll see. You're probably gonna get some knocks on your door. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll try and get the word out, and hopefully you can help some more of these people.
I'll do what I can. We'll see.
Awesome. I'll walk away.
All right. And he just says a blessing to you guys as you guys exit the temple, and goes back and helps some of the other priests that were passed out during the ritual.
Do I feel?
You feel like a weight is off your shoulders. Like physically, you don't really feel anything different, but like you can tell like something's different. Like yeah. Maybe it's just all in your head, but you definitely like you're confident that this is no longer gonna affect you.
Whew, yeah. All right. Well, let's. That didn't take near as. That was pretty quick. Big scheme of things. So, who wants to go burn down a tavern?
Well, I think we be strategic about this. He still thinks you're poisoned.
Oh yeah, no, that is definitely what we're gonna do. that is 100% how this is about to go down. Yeah, no, that's a thing that is about to happen to this man. So I'm saying I think we should head to the tavern, right?
I'm
Get
cool
a
with that, yeah.
change. Go to the
And
tavern.
I have this cool thing now that I've been working on. I can read people's lips.
What?
Nice. That's good.
I start mouthing nonsense.
Just at random times, or
Yeah.
immediately right
No,
now.
no. Random times. Just to make her wonder whether or not she can actually read lips.
Yeah, all right. Well, that is. Let's head back to town. Everybody's okay though, right? Like no one's hurt.
Well, I got 1 point of damage. I got this little bite mark right here.
You'll be all
I'm
right.
fine. I'm
Looks
fine.
good.
Yeah.
Where
Probably
can
would
I
take
go?
it.
That's fine.
So yeah, I'm gonna head.
It might get infected though. You might want to have it taken, looked at.
I think I'll probably a short rest. A little, some ale at the bar will help.
Ale. I do like some ale. How about we go get some ale?
Well, we need to go to the bar anyway to talk to this guy. So let's head to the Owl's Wager and have ourselves.
Which guy are we talking to at the bar?
Adder.
Okay.
Because I'm going to die any day now, guys.
So-
It's very serious business.
I mean, true. Right. Right.
And he's obviously has a reason and needs me for something, so let's go figure out what that is. And
Alright,
then
but
if-
I'm gonna
You know,
store
you
the
could-
dead fairy
Not
dragons
not
in a
that I
sack.
not that I typically like distortion, but I mean, you could always take the share of the antidote and do things with it.
That was actually my thought too.
Y'all motherfuckers are scandalous.
Evil campaign. Evil campaign.
Yeah, that's
Just
that's,
saying.
That's straight evil.
Hey, Josiah, just as a side note, what
Yeah.
kind of alchemical properties can I use, can I get from fairy dragon scales? And wings.
I don't
And
know.
eyes and claws.
Tear
I've
the
got
wings
three
off these poor guys.
I've got 3 corpses. And a
Um,
living one that I can keep for its breath weapons to bottle as a gas grenade attack.
That's what I was thinking. If you could bottle that fog and throw it at people and just
Interesting.
randomly stone people.
I can
Alright.
add it to
Smell
those
my
mist.
dragon
I can
fire.
add it to those mist grenades that I've got.
let me write down some notes on that. Hang on 1 second.
It's a weird ass.
So, alright, yeah, we're all gonna head to the Owl's Wager.
Okay.
Yes.
Or at least I'm gonna head there. You guys should, like, when we get there, you guys should probably, like, stay back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just a hired muscle.
Hat in my
Same.
hand, asking for help. Unless I give you the signal. If I give you the signal, burn the place to the ground.
Well, I
Can't
can
stop
read
the
his
signal
lips.
now.
So as long as he's positioned that I can see him,
There you
I'll
go.
know what he's saying.
Okay.
I'm going to position myself so that I'm within 30 feet of Robin.
Within 30 feet, specifically. Okay. All right.
That's within the range of minor illusion.
All right.
Alright, so
So you guys head into the Owl's Wager. Robin, you go in and you take a quick glance around the bar, and you do see Black Adder off into one corner, hooded as he always is, and he is very very much secluded from the rest of the crowds that are currently playing Zazer around a few of the tables. Gareth, you're right next to Robin, and Theron, you enter the building a few seconds later, just kind of nonchalantly finding a table that is advantageous to being able to see where Robin is, where Blackadder is. Jet, what are you doing especially? You said you wanted to be within mouth reading range.
Yeah. It's just as long as I can see him and understand his language, I can read his lips.
Lip
So I'll
reading,
probably be
lip reading,
with-
mouth reading.
Mouth
reading range. I like mouth reading
Oh.
better.
I'll probably be with Theron, if he doesn't mind it.
Okay.
So
All right. So as you guys kind of take up your posts, and Robin, what are you doing? Going right up to him?
first things first, we're gonna do an investigation check and try and establish how many are his people.
Okay. Go ahead and make a investigation check.
It would be that and not perception, right?
Or, I mean, actually, it would probably be perception because investigation is going to be just, it's going to be like going up and talking to people and trying to figure out who's who. Perception is just kind of seeing what you can see just by looking.
Well, the dice are not treating us well today, folks.
No,
Right.
Not particularly.
I'm actually going to make a perception check just to look around the room and see if I can spot any other watchers in here.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
I didn't spot
wow.
shit.
I'm
No,
gonna look for
looking-
people that look particularly shady.
You're sitting at a
All
table
doing
with one.
You see Robin, Garrett, and Garrett.
You see, Robin.
Give me 1 second, because I get a +5. Okay. Oh, I see everything.
Oh, she can roll.
She can roll perception. This bar is kind of ripe with shady characters. It's a gambling hall. There's quite a few unsavory fellows, that frequent here. But from the few times that you've been here, there are a few that kind of stand out as you've never seen them play a game, but they're always watching. They're always kind of keeping an eye out. And they're actually standing in the same positions that you've seen them before.
How many?
Basically, definitely at a lookout. There are 3 of them scattered around the bar, kind of at like triangulated positions around where all the tables are. They're not just like standing still like statues. They're around. They're kind of like mingling in the area, but they don't leave a certain area. And you can definitely tell that they're lookouts of some sort.
I'm going to get Theron's attention subtly and just be like, act cool, man, act cool.
It's
You
got
know
something in your throat?
You're not high anymore. You know that, right, Jen?
Yeah.
I'll look over to what she's pointing out.
I mean, I said act cool, man.
So you see the same
Wait,
thing.
are
A few
you?
people.
What's your race?
Elf.
I'll probably whisper it to you in Elvish.
Oh, you actually speak Elvish.
Mhm.
Nice.
How do we all speak
Yeah.
Elvish?
I
Wait,
don't.
does everybody speak Elvish?
I do.
I don't.
Not Gareth.
I'll be like,
Alright,
You-
so we can
there's-
all badmouth Gareth
perfect.
Sure.
in
Be
Elvish.
like,
Remember who actually
Just-
killed the little things.
because are these the people
I'm
watching? Are
thinking
they
back to
human?
it,
Are
yeah.
they
Yeah, I killed one.
just are they human? The people that I notice.
There is one human, and there is one half orc that is meandering around.
Yeah, that definitely whispered in Elvish. Be like, hey, there's 3 peeps keeping a lookout. Just act cool, and I'll like subtly try to point them out.
Really subtly.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh God. A sleight of hand check.
Just to see how awesomely subtle this is.
Oh God. Oh wait, I don't know why I mean it's still good, but I don't know why it gave me
It
advantage.
was a 19 and a
20.
19 and a 20.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, because I have
Um,
armor. That's why.
Actually,
I have
armor
disadvantage.
non-proficiency?
That's weird.
What armor are you wearing that you're not
I'm not.
proficient with?
I'm not wearing armor.
That's weird. Okay, so anyway, you're able to successfully point out these 3 characters to Theron without really, attracting any sort of attention.
Sarah, you want to play
well-
some Zazer? So we look like we fit in.
Eh,
Alright, so I'm gonna walk over
I'm definitely not
to
proficient.
Adder.
It's fine.
Cough and all, just let that happen. Yeah.
Right.
So here I am.
Hey, took you longer than I had expected.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm, resilient or some shit.
Stubborn.
What do you want? How does this deal work?
Well, what I want is to know what you've been up to and why you're visiting certain towers in the area.
Oh, you mean what have I been doing since I was poisoned?
Yes.
Mainly
Yes.
trying to figure out how to get rid of the poison. That's, that's how that worked.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that. That's gonna just leave us in a really awkward position where I'm just gonna not give you this, and he holds up the vial, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, naturally, if you poison someone, they're gonna try and figure
No,
out
no, I
what
mean,
the
I
flip
understand
side of that
that.
is.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand that. I'm just saying, in the future, let's just not do that anymore.
We didn't. You literally said you've been poisoned. Here's your first taste for free. We'll
Right,
be in
right.
touch.
Yep. And here's us in touch. I just don't want this
Right.
to, go bad where, you're trying to backstab me, and I want this to work for us. I want this to be beneficial for
We're
you. I
we
want this to
are
be beneficial for me.
so far from being friends. There's no the benefit is only I get to stay alive. Like you could have just said,
I
"Hey
feel like
man,"
that's a pretty good benefit.
you could have just came at me with, "Hey man, I got this job I kind of need sorted out. If I give you money, will you do a job?" And I would have said, "Sure," and I would have done a job. But
Yeah,
no,
but
you went
you
this way with it, which is,
you
shady.
know, jobs go sideways all the time, and I'm just sick of people not being loyal and people of their words, and I'm done with it.
Pe-
There's work to be done in this town, and
People, wait,
we're gonna get this done.
more than how many people are in this town that are running around with your little foo juice in them?
Enough or
That's
not enough.
that's it's kind of fucked up, man.
It's not really any of your concern anyway,
I mean, I guess not, unless you
right?
start running out of your supply of fix it
Oh, don't
juice.
you worry about that.
I mean, I kind of got to worry
You
about that. I mean, that's
shouldn't
part
be. The
because
supply is very reliable.
great, great. So it's not even you're getting anyway. Okay, so what's so
I
that's it.
actually
Like you just
I
want to
I
know what I
don't.
was up to, so I just take
Yeah.
the juice.
Yep. Yeah. Here you go. And he hands it over to you. He's like, I don't have anything I need you to do right now.
Awesome. This is so wonderful. What is? Oh God, I just don't understand. Like people used
What
to
don't you
be
understand?
like people just used to do business a lot differently. I guess I don't know, man. I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm gonna retire
Well,
and move into the mountains. Wait, no, I can't, cause you poisoned me.
yeah.
Is there like a day where I work this off? Like is there kind of like
I can see a point in our future where this no longer has to
a
be like
point
this.
in our future? Well, what do we got to do to get to
Yep.
that point? Like how?
We need to build some trust, and I'm not seeing any of that right now. What I'm
No,
seeing is you're
our
doing everything you can to get out of this agreement,
the
and
day I met you, you poisoned me. You're right. Not a
the
whole lot of
day
trust.
the day I met you, you totally fucked up a huge income of revenue for me. So you're right, not a whole lot of
We
trust.
could have talked it through. I could have put somebody else from your little job in
Sure.
charge. It wouldn't have bothered me at all. We can do
I'm
that
just
right
saying,
now.
no, it's a little too late for that now.
Well, by now, yeah, because the captain's probably already on a boat doing a thing, making his own
Yep,
money. The man
yep.
has his own money, and I mean, he
Just
has his
saying.
own money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a hot second, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
So this one's for free, I guess. I don't need anything for you right now, but keep in touch.
where did the vial come from? Like he obviously wasn't just holding it in his hand the whole time.
From his pocket, he pulled it out of one of the pockets in his cloak.
Was it pre-mixed?
There's no mixing required. He mixed it
No
with
mix.
a potion initially to administer the poison.
Right. Okay.
There's no mix.
Um, God, I really just want to try and rob this guy right now.
Do it if that's what you want to do.
What's he wearing? What's he got on him? What's he?
Just a dark cloak, and his hands are kind of concealed within the cloak. So underneath that, it's really hard to tell like what he's wearing underneath his external robe.
Alright. Well, like since am I like a full-fledged member now? Is there like an initiation, or was just does poisoning count as initiation these days?
Yeah, for now.
I mean, I feel like if we're building trust here, we should be doing something, right? I just feel like waste of talent you got. I'm just sitting
Well,
around
there's
doing nothing.
there's plans in motion. There's plans in motion, and they involve you. You'll be informed when your part is to be played.
All right, yeah, I guess that's the thing. I guess. Is there like a cool secret clubhouse you guys have?
No.
Like a neat little secret handshake I need to learn so that I don't get jumped when I walk through the slums, or everybody just knows who I am nowadays?
No. But there's
So
no handshake.
I'm still gonna get jumped if I go through the
You're
slums.
not.
That's what you're
You're
telling
not.
me.
Well, you might, but probably won't be our guys. Slums aren't a fun place to be anyway.
Well,
Why would you want to be there?
live and learn, man. Sometimes they got business down there.
Yeah. Then you know the risks of doing business down there.
Yeah, most of it's you.
Most of it. Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm saying. So at least do I have to still worry about you when I'm doing my other business?
Not me, but you might still get jumped. It just won't be by me and my guys.
Jesus Christ, listen.
There's other people.
Like, this is why you gotta have something like a
Here,
handshake.
hang on. Here, I'll show you the handshake, man. This will get you out of any trouble.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah,
ready?
well, what do we got? So when you do it with the one,
Yeah.
is it like
just
double?
with the one finger? No, just the one finger.
You gotta raise them up.
You have to raise it up like this.
Raise it up from the
Yep.
bottom, like
Yes.
deep from the soul, almost.
And as long as you do that, you'll be good. You wanted a handshake, that's what you can have. There's your handshake.
I don't feel
Do
like
that.
that's gonna help me really. I feel
Oh.
like that's probably gonna have an opposite type effect.
Well, I'm sorry that didn't help your feelings. Do you
Yeah,
want to talk about it?
Not particularly, not with you.
Okay.
No, that doesn't seem
Good.
like that big.
Good. So we're done now.
Yeah, I guess so. Man, I really thought that this was gonna go somewhat differently. I guess I just thought, you had, I don't know, man. People work in mysterious ways. I guess.
Do you want me to give you a job to do? Do you want to,
No,
or are
no,
you
fuck
okay
it.
with
I'll
what's
just
going on
kick
right
around
now?
for another week, wondering if I'm gonna die next week. That's always.
That's a
fun.
good idea. That's a good idea. Yep.
I am probably just gonna proceed to go get shithoused because that whole life or death situation.
Well, I mean, don't get too shithoused that, if I do need you, you can't function.
No, listen. How does this work? Like, do you come find me? Am I supposed to come find you? Is this like a weekly check-in?
You come check in with me weekly.
Can you tuck me in at night,
in
or
the
is that
meantime,
extra?
I think you should probably leave now.
But I mean, I think that's a serious question. Like, do you know how to find me if you?
No, I know how to find you.
Good, okay. But no tucking in at night. That's not a thing that you offer. I mean, if you want loyalty, I'm just saying, a little bit of care and kindness goes a long way with folks.
I mean, I know some men that would tuck you in at night if you want. If that's your thing.
I mean, I'm not. I guess it would depend on the guy. I try not to just, I try not to judge. I mean, you can judge if you want, if you're that kind of person. I'm
not judging. I'm just saying, if you want somebody like me to tuck you in, I can make that happen.
Well,
that's your thing. You do what you want.
I mean, is he at least good looking? I mean, do I got a shot here, or is it just going to be like a...
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, man.
Beholders are a pain in the ass.
Have you ever seen a beholder? Them fucking things are ugly. Everything looks good compared to a beholder. I don't think you're really using that phrase how it's supposed to be used. I don't think that word means what you think it means. Well, All right. Well, I'll be, around
All right.
decently to moderately sober. So, if it's an
Good.
urgent thing, maybe 24-hour heads up would be nice.
All right. I'll do what I can.
Uh,
I'll do what I can.
I'm trying to help you help me. That's all that is. If you come at me
Sounds
last
good.
minute and I'm hammered, like I'm not going to be very good use to you. That's all I'm
That's
trying to
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But you should proceed to go do that now.
Right. Yeah. No. So I'm going to. Oh man, I wanted. Yeah. All right, man. You know what? Sorry. This is a little riled up from all this. I'm gonna have to make several skill checks for what's about to happen.
Oh
Um,
no.
I, just, I really, I don't have had a life or death experience lately. I'm not used to this whole being beholden to people thing. That's all. It's all new to me. I feel like, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Maybe that's all I'm trying to say.
I'm back for a
Well,
little bit.
maybe. I mean, I saved your life. I feel like you owe me a little bit.
Yeah, I
So,
would have like,
you know,
and again,
like
you,
your
you guys
life,
have, well, you have
which is
interesting,
where we're at right now.
you have interesting methods of making that like people say like, man, I owe you one, and like you took that like
Yeah.
way up there. And I mean that's the thing. I guess you have the right to do. Um, all
I
right,
mean,
man.
if you don't want the deal, you can just go die. That's fine.
No, no, man. I'm sorry, man. So
No?
I'm gonna go
All
go
right.
like for the handshake, say goodbye,
Okay.
like bring him in for
The
like
special
sorry,
handshake.
man. No, I'm gonna leave give him the double pat on the back. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just a
All right.
little bad. So and then there's gonna be checking to see what he's got on him if I can gather any information. I just want to
Okay.
know like as much about this guy as I can.
Make a perception check.
All right, I was really hoping that was gonna be sleight of hand.
Well, it's more perception to get basically what he's got going on. You feel you feel something hard and pointy
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
as you
about.
go as you go in for a hug. You assume it's probably a dagger? Question mark.
And I knew you'd tuck him in if you really wanted to. No.
But other than that, you can't really get a feel for anything else that he's got going on.
All right. I want to go for the pouch, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna turn around and head off. I think. Um. Oh my God, book. I'm gonna here. There we go. Um. I'm gonna go to the bar. Uh. Sit down.
Okay.
Order a drink. That whole
Okay.
thing. I'm just gonna
After
continue to clock him for as
okay,
long as he's there.
yeah. After you walk away, Jet, you notice him summon over one of the three lookouts that you had noticed, and you.
I'm getting another call, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, yep.
Is she working this weekend?
I guess so.
Oh, she's gonna go slap somebody.
Yeah.
I taught that motherfucker. It wasn't as serious as she thought it was.
I don't think it was.
You're back.
It was a fake out.
No, I have to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So this either will take me 5 minutes or it'll take me 50 minutes. So
Ugh.
Right.
Probably won't be playing in 50 minutes.
yeah,
I have to get to sleep. So
I'm sorry.
Right.
No, that's all right.
that's fine.
I-
We
I
can
guess-
we can actually call it here for the night. So
Okay.
All right. Bye, internets.
Bye.
Sometimes the game doesn't go as long as you think, and other times,
Yeah.
you play for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, interwebs. We'll see you next
Thank you. Bye.